Gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Well, okay. Just overlook the fact that it's Bon Jovi's cousin's birthday.
Bon Jovi's cousin. Tim Jovi.
Yeah,
It's Matt, actually.
Matt Jovi?
It's Matt, and he spells it the original way, Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
and it just says heavy metal rocker and cousin to John Bon Jovi.
If that's all you have, that's all he has.
That's right. Carrie and I once gave away tickets to a Bon Jovi concert. That's all I have.
That's all you.
That's all you
That's
got?
your
That's
closest.
my connection to Bon
that's the
Jovi.
closest.
You,
I
of
have more
course,
personal connections to Bon Jovi.
You overlooked Rancid.
No, we didn't.
You
still
did. You didn't play
Well,
them.
there's still a potty break song to
Stay
go.
tuned,
All right.
Bill.
Yep.
It's a Panic at the Disco's birthday.
Well, we play a lot of
We
them.
get that plenty, yeah.
But I see here why you did this, because
On this day,
yeah.
Aaron Barrett, lead singer of Real Big Fish, was born. He is 43, but he looks older, I'll be honest with you.
I thought
He's put those sky years on
I
him.
think he has.
I thought maybe you'd play something from Lil Pump just because he's in trouble.
Is he now?
What's wrong with
Lil
Lil
Pump.
Pump?
Well, I'll bring it up in the celebrity news
Oh.
because man, it's a story. Lil Pump,
in some trouble, is he?
Is that his real name?
Yeah. Mr. Pump,
Mr. and Mrs. Pump?
named him Lil, Lil. Said
That's
it's a
cute.
girl or a boy. We're going to name him Lil.
Well, it goes both ways.
Yeah. He was born with face tattoos. It's really
He
interesting.
was born with
Yeah,
face.
came out of the womb with face tattoos. I meant to try and listen to some Lil Pump to
But
find
no.
out if he's a thing.
Well,
but
let me-
I didn't have time.
Let me see if we have any.
All right, so we can.
Did you
we'll do that in
Did you
celebrity
go to the
news.
tattoo parlor yesterday?
I did.
Did you consult with?
I did.
And what was decided? Face tattoo? Did you decide on a face tattoo?
I am going to have the Buddha's face tattooed over
On-
my face
oh,
so that it looks kind of
like
so it's kind of a double image sort of thing.
There's a little pump at x96.com/live.
He looks pretty cheerful in his
Yeah.
mugshot, doesn't he? Is this Lil Pump?
There's a little pump.
Do we have it in the system?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll be okay.
Our sister station plays.
That's it right now, T-Net.
Lil Pump. Oh, there it is.
Lil Pump
Yeah, you have to say your name. So.
Oh, loud, so you're gonna know.
in the house.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Spread their racks on no chain.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
It's like them all. I tried listening to that the Texas rapper who lives here,
Post Malone?
Post Malone. Man,
My kids love Post Malone.
I read all about why people like Post Malone, and I understood when I listened to him all the stuff that I read about, and I still don't care for it. So, all right, we ought to officially begin the program, I suppose.
But yeah, we got Smashing Pumpkins tickets to give away. Somebody
For what?
for checking in.
Oh, why are they doing this?
See, that negates the whole if you don't call, we'll cancel the feature thing, because people will call just for Smashing Pumpkins tickets.
All right. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. We just want to know you're okay. That's why we do this. And tell us in 3 words or less, what do you want to do over?
Yep.
What do you want to do over? 3 words or less. 877-602-9696. And check in with the Radio from Hell show, and we'll take your calls if you call 877-602-9696 after we do some business here.
Can I do some traffic?
Oh,
Is it already time for traffic?
Is there some
Yes.
trouble?
There is a crash on 72nd South underneath I-15 that has all westbound lanes closed.
Ooh.
Other directions are also being affected because people are trying to get on and off I-15 ramp, so that's going to be a major issue for you if you're out on your commute already this morning. See what's happening downtown this weekend at theblockslc.com. That's theblockslc.com, Salt Lake's cultural core.
You want to see what's happening in diamonds and jewelry?
Oh, yeah.
You go to Diamonds Direct. 6400 South, bless you. 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall. And starting on Saturday, listen carefully, you don't want to miss this. Starting Saturday, with any purchase at Diamonds Direct, you can get the low price Diamonds Direct is known for, but you will pay no money down. And you will have 0% financing for 5 years.
So you told
How
me.
do they make money on that?
Yeah, so you told me about this deal yesterday, and I'm like, wow, how do they do that?
They first of all, they want you to get the diamond you want or the piece of jewelry you want. So this no money down, 0% financing for 5 years. Everything in the store in Diamonds Direct is included. Rings, earrings, bands. This would be the perfect time for someone to get me that tennis bracelet I've always wanted. All designer jewelry, all certified diamonds, even things up to $10, $15, $20, $30, $30,000 purchases can be financed for 5 years without any interest. It's the smartest and easiest way to buy using somebody else's money. It starts Saturday at Diamonds Direct for a limited time. 6400 South, right across from Fashion Place Mall.
One day, live music from 7 bands, cold beer, food trucks, and a lot more stuff where that came from. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, we'll officially begin the program here. I see that people have called to check in.
Yeah.
They probably want the Smashing Pumpkins.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they just want to tell us in 3 words or less, what do you want to do over? And the lines are full now, but if you keep trying, you can get through 877-602-9696. But let's officially begin the broadcast here.
Brought to you by Quarters, Salt Lake's retro arcade bar featuring pinball, arcade games, console gaming, board games, punk rock, vinyl nights, offering a wide selection of craft brews, cocktails, and affordable drink options. Go to quarterslc.com.
The moon is on the wane. We will not have another full moon until September 24th. Right now, the moon is gradually losing its silver sheen. It is 84.8% of full. It will set, that is, the moon will set today at 10:50 a.m. Today is Thursday. It's the 30th day of August in the year of our Lord, 2018. And this is North America's gustatory radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show featuring the Lords of Morning Radio, the Sons of Soros, George Soros, that is, the denizens of the deep state, cucks of communication, Kerry Jackson.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm fine now.
That's good.
He has his hat on now. He feels better.
You seem serene today.
I am.
Hi. I'm Bill Allred, and that over there is Gina Marie Barberi. She's wearing her University of Utah hat, I guess, to represent for the Utes today. There's a big football game featuring the University of Utah and who?
It's your alma mater, Bill. It's Weber State University.
Oh, that's right.
That's why you're wearing a purple shirt today.
Oh, and it has a Wildcat logo.
That's
on
why
it.
you're doing that.
Oh, well, I hope that my football team then is the victor.
Well, if it isn't, you'll be in great shame.
Well, I know.
Because it will be directly your fault.
I will have to hang my head.
Yes.
And they'll walk naked through the crowd as they say, shame, shame. I'm fine. The producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred, no relation. Oh, and he's wearing one of those shirts.
Yes,
he was one of those.
He's a wildcat.
Yes, he went there.
Oh.
Remember?
So, yeah. So it's like father and son go.
Wildcats.
Wildcats. Cosmo. Go Cosmo.
No.
Willie.
No.
What's his
Walter.
name? What is it?
Watch.
Does it have a name?
It's
It should have a name.
I'm being told here. Waldo.
Waldo. Thank you.
And who's helping produce today? Festus is helping. All right. Sorry.
We have prize for check-ins. It's Smashing Pumpkins tickets, the Shiny and Oh So Bright Tour, Vivint Smart Home Arena with special guest Metric, Tuesday, September 4th. You can purchase tickets at Ticketmaster.com, or perhaps you will win them from us by checking in with the Radio from Hell show, brought to you by IFA. They have great back-to-school deals like buy two, get one free Wrangler jeans, 15% off all footwear. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love.
All right.
To get my Wranglers, I'm fixing to learn the boot scoot boogie.
I don't think you
Why?
are.
I want to get some Wranglers.
I don't think you are.
You're right.
Let's see. Let's begin with the check-ins today. We'll start with Mike.
Mike, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, Mike, in 3 words or less, what do you want to do over?
Getting terminated yesterday.
Oh, now what did you do to get
Mike.
terminated?
Job loss.
They just phased you out.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You didn't do something wrong and they fired you.
Okay.
Correct.
So did this come as a surprise to you, Mike?
Yeah.
Is it do you have an idea of what you can do next?
I'm actually on my way there now.
Oh,
So
you got right back on your feet.
You already have a new job?
I'm an electrician, so
Oh, yeah.
work comes pretty quick.
Yeah,
All right,
you'll
good.
find
All right.
something. Well,
Make a few phone calls,
Good.
and then
Yep.
you're right back on my horse.
All right. Mike, thanks
All right.
for checking in.
Thanks.
let's go to Frank.
Morning.
Good
Hey,
morning,
Frank.
3 words or less. What do you want to do over?
Quit my job sooner.
It was a good choice quitting your job then.
That was not 3 words or less.
But
Quitting job sooner is 3.
Quit job sooner.
Quit job soon. He put a "my" in there first.
Yeah.
You have to.
I just got excited.
It's all right.
Well, so Frank, you've quit your job. What will you do for work?
I've just acquired other skills in the last 10 years in finance and accounting, and, it's just a matter of relying on those things and realizing I can make money other than working for the man.
Don't work for the man.
damn right.
Well, get over here and help me make some money then, okay?
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Frank.
We'll see you, Frank. Let's go to Jason.
Hello there, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for letting me listen.
It's our pleasure. 3 words or less.
Thanks for letting me.
Yes.
Don't click button.
Uh-oh.
Do-
What
don't
button did you
do over.
click?
Yeah.
Don't click button.
I clicked the button that showed I was interested in my second wife.
Oh, oh, oh.
Your
And that
second
was,
wife of how many
I'd like-
wives?
This two,
2. Okay.
Huh.
but I'd like to have that back.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to have her call us, we'll tell her.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I already did.
All right.
All right.
Would you like to go to the Smashing Pumpkins this Tuesday?
I would.
All right. Hang on the
Hang
line.
on.
Maybe you can meet your third wife there.
Okay. Get Jason some tickets. George didn't care. See, George wasn't participating in the feature.
No.
He was just trying to get tickets,
he
and he
dropped
went
right
away.
Forget you, George.
Yeah, unlike Gato, who
Let's
is
see.
still here.
Gata, you hung in there even though the Smashing Pumpkins tickets are gone. Way to go.
I did.
Yeah. 3 words or less.
So I would start school earlier.
Start school earlier.
Like 6 a.m.
No, I think he means
No?
his
No,
age.
like when I was still in high school, I would have started my pharmacy tech program because now it's a little bit too late in life to go back to pharmacy school to become a pharmacist.
No.
But I've got a family of, it's about 10 years if I start right now, and I've got a horrible attention span because of how long I didn't go to school.
Please, Bill. The pharmacy tech career is for the young. It's not for the.
Yeah, you always. So Gato, what do you do not being a pharmacist?
Oh, well, I am a pharmacy tech, and it's nice.
I
But I've
see.
got a family of 6 now that I never thought that I would have, and it'd be really nice to be making $100,000 a year rather than what I am.
I see.
All right.
I see. Well, Gato, hang in there. Thanks for listening to the show, and good luck, okay?
All right.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Gato. Let's see. High school, somebody said.
Do over.
Yeah.
Pothead Fred says the 2016 election.
Yeah.
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 And, of course, Radio from Hell fits there.
Fits there as well.
Something you'd like to do over.
Do over. All right. Thank you.
Maybe people want to do over their traffic decisions this morning. Crash 72nd South underneath I-15 has all westbound lanes closed. Friend of the program says large dead animal foothill northbound 18th South left lane. Thank you. They sent that in via text at 33986.
We got Boners Round 1 coming up to the 7 o'clock hour. But we do have Big Boy News and Opinioendo next, along with Geek News. Beat Gina at 7 o'clock.
Well, what's the subject?
The subject is trivia based on celebrity guests for Fan X.
And it's going to be. Are we really giving Big Ass Show tickets? Yeah, Big Ass Show
Big
tickets
Ass Show
and
tickets?
Prohibition gift card for that.
There you go. Dinner and a show if you beat Gina at trivia. So we got all that and more on the way. Got to tell you about Grove.co. Your home and personal care products. You know, I want you to take a look at the label. You don't know what's in there.
Well,
You think you do.
I'm pretty picky about that stuff, and from what you've told me before about this website, it's the kind of products that I like.
Exactly. It's every product has been rigorously tested for health, effectiveness, and environmental impact. They want to bring safety and transparency to an industry dominated by products with harmful chemicals and toxins. I love this stuff. Grove brands include Mrs. Myers, Method, 7th Generation, Burt's Bees. You get the idea. Grove selects only the best non-toxic products, good for you, your family, and for the planet. And you're in control with customizable auto shipments delivered to your door, so that way you don't have to worry about it. It'll just show up. And you can pause and cancel at any time, and they send you reminders so that you never run out of the products that you use every day, and you can change and manage your account easy online. Find out how committed Grove is to its customers with a 100% happiness guarantee and free shipping. It's so easy to discover amazing and affordable natural home and personal care products with the confidence of supporting a safer environment for your family. Right now, our listeners can try Grove with a 2-month VIP membership and bonus gift by going to grove.co/x96. Be sure to do that so that we get credit. That's grove.co/x96, not grove.com. It's grove.co. Grove makes it easy to have a happy, healthy home.
X96 gives you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding with John Smith, right after Radio from Hell. Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
I got caught in an embarrassing moment this morning.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear.
Here at work. Already, I've been at work about an hour now, and already caught in an embarrassing moment.
Are you saving it?
No, I'll tell you right now. I came in the back door, as I always do. I kind of hope Chris is listening. I don't know Chris's last name.
Mancow.
Yeah, Chris Mancow.
Sure.
Yeah. So Chris is a board operator here in the building, and he tends to another radio station. He's a very nice guy, very quiet guy, very shy, I believe. Mm-hmm. Probably if he's hearing this, is embarrassed to hell that I'm even mentioning him on the radio. He's a very shy guy. So I come in the building this morning, and I'm walking down the long corridor there, and there down at the end of the corridor is a copy machine. And on the copy machine is sitting a big, it's like a briefcase, suitcase kind of thing.
Okay.
It looks like a toolbox, but not metal. It's a fabric kind of stuff. What do they call that? Cordova. No. Anyway. So it's a big case with buckles on it and everything. And it's sitting there it's just out of place. It's odd. I've never seen it sitting there before. It's sitting, what is that? I think to myself. So then
How curious were you?
I open it up and start rifling through it. Look at this. Look at this. And I mean, there was nothing particularly strange.
Wait a minute,
in there.
you saw someone's luggage lying around and you just opened it?
Well, yeah.
Didn't you learn anything from the announcements at the airport?
Or anything from the Dick Van Dyke Show.
God.
But I thought in my mind, maybe the reason I opened it is I thought, I wonder if because it looks like one of those things that the copy guy brings with his tools in it.
Okay.
To repair the copier. But I start going through it, and it's obviously somebody's briefcase. It's got some CDs in there, library books. There's an orange in it. I went through it pretty extensive. No, I didn't.
Sounds like you cataloged all of the stuff in there.
This is all stuff that I could sort of see right there. And as I'm kind of going through it, Chris comes up the hall the other way and goes, "Hey, that's mine." And I went, "Oh,
I'm sorry."
I thought it was the copy guys.
Because if it was the copy guys, that would have been okay to go.
Well, it was my duty to investigate as a junior TSA trainee.
TSA, which really does mean to stand around. I'm just convinced of it.
No, so sorry. I apologize to Chris, and I'll apologize again. But just I'm just standing there going through his stuff, and here comes the shyest guy in the building, going, "Hey."
X96.3 and X96.com.
Paige, Carey. Radio from Hell on X96.
I have the answer to that question coming up in Geek News.
Great.
Right now, it's Big Boy News, brought to you by...
Spend your Labor Day weekend at the Soldier Hollow Sheepdog Classic from August 31st through September 3rd. Watch world-class sheepdogs at work as they compete to be the top dog. Also, much, much more. Tickets and more information at soldierhollowclassic.com.
I have to apologize to people for tweeting this morning a video of Rodrigo Alves, who was on Celebrity Big Brother, I think in England.
What'd you do?
Well, I tweeted the video of him. He is a man who has had way too much plastic surgery.
He's the Barbie doll.
Well, it's more than that now. I mean,
that's what he calls himself.
Does he call himself that now? Oh,
my
man, he's
God.
creepy. He is so creepy. You see it there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a video of him dancing around and showing his plastic surgeries and stuff.
He doesn't look real.
Yeah.
He really doesn't. Is that skin? Or is that's not a mask?
No.
That's him.
That's him.
Oh, my God.
It's very well done.
To make you, if you wanted to look like you're wearing a mask, yes.
Exactly. So I'm sorry I did that because and I'm sorry just to have to report that Lil Pump has been busted.
Oh, Lil.
What'd he do?
You know, Lil Pump, he was driving with the wrong license plates on his Rolls Huggin' Royce.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
How old is Lil Pump?
It's not Little Pump, Gina.
It's Lil.
It's
How
Lil
old
Pump.
is Lil Pump?
Let's see, Mr. Pump, whose real name is Gazzy Garcia, 18 years old.
He has a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? If you have a Rolls Royce at 18, what do you have when you're 30?
Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Hell.
Yeah.
You go straight to hell.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I predict that life will not end well for Lil Pump.
So he's arrested for that? That doesn't seem like an arrestable offense.
He was held on $500 bond. He also told the police he didn't have a driver's license.
Well, that
Well, that's
might
part
do
of the
it.
problem.
So, there
Yes.
you go. Yeah.
I don't need that. I'm Lil Pump.
I need a car, but I don't have a driver's license.
This is an amazing story. An 11-year-old boy sucked into a flooded Wisconsin storm sewer by a clown. No, that's not what happened. Was saved when an eagle-eyed firefighter saw the boy's fingers pop up through an opening in a manhole
Oh,
cover.
that's creepy.
The astonishing rescue Tuesday came as storms pounded the southern half of Wisconsin and Minnesota. The Calumet County Sheriff's Office said the boy was playing with friends in a flooded drainage ditch after the rains passed around 6 p.m. The village of Harrison disappeared under the water and didn't surface. A dive team, volunteer firefighters responded. Deputy Fire Chief Wesley Pompa said that when they arrived, they found a bystander trying to hold on to the boy, but he was sucked into a culvert that led to the storm sewer. Pompa said the water was rising so quickly it would have sucked a full-grown man into the culvert. The rescuers could do nothing but try to determine where the flow might take the boy through the sewers. He managed to grab hold of, and stick his fingers up through a manhole, indicating where he was, and they rescued him.
So scary.
Just amazing.
The Division of Wildlife Resources here in the state of Utah is warning about cougar encounters.
Ooh.
A woman had an encounter with a cougar on a Layton trail. This is at least the fourth reported cougar sighting in northern Utah in recent weeks. I came around the corner, and right there, in the middle of the trail, said Renee Savage. Then its ears went back, and I thought, oh, my God, this can't be good. She didn't say, oh, my God. She's a proper woman. She just said, oh, it can't be good. Savage backed away slowly while making noise and then called her husband. There's a cougar on the trail, she said. Wildlife Resources is investigating several recent cougar sightings in Utah's urban areas. Sounds like she did the right thing. Don't run, hold your ground, make yourself look big, and pick up your children and or your pets, said DWR Officer Phil Douglas. Mr. Douglas says cougars may be roaming into urban areas in search of deer. All animals are looking for water sources during this particularly dry year. So water is concentrated, and where water is concentrated, animals will be concentrated.
And I know we have mountain lions on Mount Doom.
How do you hear them?
No, it's just that we've, the neighbors.
Scat? You've been looking at Scat?
So and so saw.
Scatman Crothers. What has he got to do with it? Campaign donations. A combined $50,985 in campaign contributions to Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes remains in escrow after last week's indictments of a Utah biofuel company's CEO and CFO. The donations to Utah's top law enforcement official were set aside in 2016 after federal agents raided Washakie Renewable Energy.
Oh, it's the
Kingstons. With Reyes' team citing a need for additional information before determining whether to spend the money or return it. Alan Crooks, a perfect name for Reyes' campaign manager, said on Tuesday, "It's a bad thing." That Washakie's Jacob and Isaiah Kingston had been indicted on fraud and money laundering charges, but no direction or information has been given by federal investigators, he said. Everything's locked down for now, Crooks said. Mr. Crooks dismissed the premise of the Salt Lake Tribune's inquiry as stupid. You looking into this? This is stupid.
Fake news.
He declined to elaborate on the status of the Washakie donations or whether their escrow status would change as a result of federal charges against the Kingstons. I'm giving you zero comment. Nothing. Not even a no comment. It's a zero comment.
Did you see
It's a ridiculous question, he said.
The mug shots for the Kingstons?
Oh, yeah.
They got crazy eyes.
They got the eyes.
The Tribune was referred to Crooks by the Office of the Attorney General, which said it would have no comment because it was a campaign matter. State records show that the $50,985 given to Reyes' campaign was part of more than $100,000 in contributions to Republican candidates and election committees between April of 2014 and January 2016. Now, the Utah Republican Party, who got a bunch of money, $1,000 or something like the Utah House Republican Election Committee, $1,000, they said, too bad, we already spent that. That's too bad.
You should have thought faster, Sean.
And Governor Herbert got some money from them. Let's see how much.
They must all be Republicans.
$27,500. No. Oh, that was for the Utah Republican Party. $15,000 to Governor Herbert. Governor Herbert said Tuesday that he was unfamiliar with the Kingston indictment or the status of the company's donation to his campaign.
Really?
Bull. Bull.
I'm just the governor. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I can't keep track of all that.
So we had this. We found out about this the other day, and now I think it's okay to talk about Michael G. Kavanaugh's wake because information has now been publicized. Michael G. Kavanaugh was a disc jockey here in Salt Lake, very influential in the 60s and 70s, particular. He was a great guy. He was just the nicest damn man. I never really knew him until his later years when he wasn't working in radio much anymore. But he was always very community involved. He was on the Sandy City, or not the Sugar House Community Council for a number of years, and he lived in Sugar House. Was always very concerned about Sugar House. Services will be held for the family. A wake will be held for Michael G. Kavanaugh at the Mount Olympus Pavilion at Sugar House Park on Saturday, September 1st at 3 p.m. Friends are asked to bring something to eat, drink, listen to, or watch as they celebrate this wonderful man and his life and music. There's a link here that says there's still time to send flowers, and it's one of those links where it goes to it says here, send sympathy flowers, and then it goes to where you can buy arrangements and stuff like that, you know. And so I was looking at it briefly this morning, and not only can you buy flower arrangements for Michael G. Kavanaugh, and this would be for anybody, any obituary posted, I'm sure, on this Aspen Funeral Home link, you could get a candy box of candy.
Well, that's
a Mylar balloon?
The Harbor Suites 30-piece candy box, the 64-piece candy box. You can get a tribute blanket, which has, I guess, the obituary on the blanket.
On the blanket?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why do you want a blanket?
You can get a patriotic tribute blanket. I'm wondering if these are blankets that you drape over the casket. I don't know.
It's all new to me. I won't be able to make the wake. I will raise a glass to Michael G. at the Big Ass Show.
Yeah, I'll be out of town, but I'll send I'm gonna. I am gonna send some flowers, and I'll put all of our names on it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Donald Trump. Oh man, he's been active today.
He's already up and tweeting like crazy.
On Thursday, this morning, he's issued bizarre tweet storm in which he accused NBC's Lester Holt of fudging an interview in which the president admitted that he fired former FBI Director James Comey over the Russia investigation. What's going on at CNN is happening to different degrees at other networks, with NBC News being the worst. The good news is that Andy Lack is about to be fired for incompetence, and much worse, when Lester Holt got caught fudging my tape on Russia, they were hurt badly. During an interview with Holt in 2017, Trump said of his decision to fire Comey, "When I decided to do it,
It came out of your mouth.
When I decided to do it, I said to myself, I said, you know, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia, it's a made-up story. It's an excuse by the Democrats for having lost an election that they should have won." Since Trump admitted to having the Russia probe on his mind when he fired Comey, legal analysts have said this could be used as evidence against him.
Yes.
Out of your own mouth.
The day it happened.
How is that Lester Holt's fault?
Trump offered no evidence that Holt actually fudged this section of their discussion. He also went after Carl Bernstein. Who did a story for CNN with some other investigative journalists.
As in Woodward and.
Yeah. And Carl Bernstein said, I've spent my entire life as a journalist bringing the truth to light through administrations of both parties. No taunt will diminish my commitment to that mission. Trump had posted CNN is being torn apart from within based on their being caught in a major lie and refusing to admit the mistake. Sloppy Carl Bernstein, a man who lives in the past and thinks like a degenerate fool, making up story after story. He's being laughed at all over the country.
It's the president.
He is terrified.
Next hour, we'll get into his comments about Puerto Rico.
Oh, good.
Next hour.
All right.
Let's see. Do we have any more time left here at all?
Quickie.
Alabama has posted a list of activities that school children may not engage in.
In Alabama.
Games, things like that.
Like at recess?
Alabama State Department of Education, inappropriate activities, they call them.
Let's see.
Dodgeball.
Well,
I love dodgeball. That's a classic.
Carrie hated dodgeball because they always made sure he was the last kid, and then they pelted him with dodgeballs.
Not a fan.
Duck, duck, goose. Giants, elves, and wizards. I don't know
that one.
Kickball.
Kickball was all right.
Yeah.
No kickball.
I didn't mind kickball.
Musical chairs.
Yeah.
Because somebody, gets left out. Relay races.
What?
And steal the bacon. Also.
Wait a minute. Steal the bacon?
Also.
Never play steal the bacon?
Yeah.
It was just a towel with a knot in it.
Yeah.
Not bacon.
No.
You had to try and steal it from the other team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doggy, doggy, where's your bone? Well, I understand that one. That gets a little, it gets a little dicey. Four corners. What? That's just where you have
Like
squares
Foursquare?
and you bounce the balls back.
Foursquare.
Yeah, Foursquare. Heads up, 7 up. What? I don't.
So what can you do?
Kickball. You can't play pinball, red light, green light, Red Rover, relay races. Simon Says. Well, you know why you can't play Simon Says? Because we think he might be gay.
Oh,
that's why.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
Ba-dum. Carrie, I was like, come on.
What's the matter with you? Why are you making that?
Today.
Why are you making that noise?
I want the fight song for the year.
Well, I don't have the Weber one, and it wouldn't be fair.
Oh, is
Do you know the Weber fight song? You're the wildcat in the room, Bill.
I do know the Weber fight song.
How does it go?
Ba-dump, 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 ba-dump.
No, that's the Utah one.
And it's 7,000 other schools, Gina.
All right.
It's not like it's original.
Okay.
Go Wildcats.
Rice-Eccles Stadium today, 6 p.m.
Oh, 6 p.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What?
Well, I can't go.
All right.
I'm going to be at the Twilight Concert Series.
Okay.
Weather brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. They're on sale now. Purchase your 2018-19 Season Pass soon and save before prices go up. Details at snowbird.com. We are much warmer today, 91 for a high. traffic. We've got a crash southbound I-15 just after 200 north in Kaysville. Cars are on the right shoulder, adding to delays that are already forming there. Crash on I-15 southbound at the 72nd South exit. And looks like that is about it. Now, before we do Geek News on the Radio, we have a contest.
Yes.
The 2018 FanX Salt Lake Comic-Con Convention returns to the Salt Palace Convention Center September 6th through September 8th, featuring the best in geek, pop culture, movies, television shows, gaming, sci-fi, fantasy. FanXSaltLake.com. I'm going to give you a keyword. Text that keyword to 33986. The keyword is Carol, C-A-R-O-L, Carol. Text that to 33986.
All right.
Geek News on the Radio, of course. Brought to you by Cabin Fever. They've got your lava lamps for your dorm, lunch boxes for college. Cabin Fever has a large selection of all your room decor options located in the heart of Charlie Square, 5th South, 7th East. Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
I was so excited to come in here and tell you about Alec Baldwin's new job, but to hold it.
What?
Because 2 days ago, this broke that Alec Baldwin
I did see that.
was going to play Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
In the Joker movie, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. That was 2 days ago it broke, and then Alec tweeted yesterday, "No, I'm not. I'm not playing that."
Boo.
So
I was looking forward to that.
I was too, actually. I'm still looking forward to this movie. I don't care what any of the DC fans say. Speaking of DC,
you never do.
Speaking of DC, it was announced yesterday that the launch of DC Universe digital subscription service set for September 15th. That's soon, which is when they're going to release it. And then the world premiere of their new original series, Titans, will be premiered at New York Comic Con on October 3rd, and then debut on the service on October 12th. So I know you're a DC fan. You want to sign up for this as soon as you can. I'd wait till October 12th.
Okay.
Because it's a monthly subscription. It's like Netflix. Now, it's a very cool service if you're a DC fan. Anything that you want from DC is probably going to be on there, including old Wonder Woman series and the Superman movies, things like that. They're all going to be there. And what's really cool about this service is not only are they doing, programming just for it, making TV shows just for this this service. So it's either on an app or a website, however you choose to subscribe. But here's the best part. And I think this is great. They are also going to announce that digital subscription will include comic books in it. So you'll be able to read Batman Adventures, Jack Kirby's New Gods,
like old
Green
ones,
Arrow,
or?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and current ones as well.
Hey, I'm trying to think about the success of this venture. So then it leads me to think, who has more fans? I mean, really, in the world, DC or Marvel? Have you ever looked into that or discussed it?
If you're basing it on comic book sales?
I mean, Marvel seems to have dominated the universe right now.
Yeah, in movies. But if you're looking at comic book sales, it's DC. They outsell Marvel.
Yeah.
So it just all depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at the visual entertainment, the TV and the movies, it's all Marvel. But comic book sales, it's all about DC. This is a great service, I think. If you're a DC fan, you should definitely. And that is the only way you'll be able to see Titans, Shadow. Sorry, that's the only way.
How much is it? Do you know?
It's less than $10 a month, but you'd have to go online to find out how, because everybody's system is different. Speaking of Marvel Comics, this is a bit of a controversy, certainly here in Utah. Ryan Otley, who is a local artist, who's been drawing comics for, I want to say 15 or more years.
You've had him on Geek Show.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Used to draw Invincible for Robert Kirkman and got hired by Marvel to his dream job.
Kirkman being the guy who created Walking Dead.
Yes. Ryan Otley got his dream job with Marvel drawing Spider-Man. He's the artist on the Spider-Man comic. And
is he the only artist on it?
He is on one. They have a couple of different Spider-Man titles, and he's on, Amazing Spider-Man, which is the main Spider-Man title. His art is incredible. He's very good. And artists do this every now and then. Chad Hardin, when he was drawing Harley Quinn, when he was the artist on Harley Quinn, he snuck Geek Show references into the art.
I have one on my desk.
Yeah, he would spray paint on the wall, or he put Jeff's face, Jeff and Jimmy are in a movie theater watching a movie. He drew them in. Shannon made it in, too.
He didn't ever put the Let's Go Eat show on there.
He did not, no.
It's not really.
But, you know, and so Chad has done that, and other artists have done that. Well, Ryan snuck something in to Amazing Spider-Man that's a little controversy. In the most recent issue of Amazing Spider-Man #4, it's a relaunch, Spider-Man has been split into two people. The powerless Parker, Peter Parker, full of responsibility, and a Spider-Man with none. To end this Spider-Man without any responsibility.
Without any morals?
Yeah, basically. He's taking on corporate sponsorships. Because the first origin of Spider-Man, it was, hey, I could become a pro wrestler and get rich. You know.
Oh.
So it's like, what if it was today?
Okay.
So he's got logos on his costume, on his uniform.
Okay.
Like a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, race car.
Lots of logos. Bottom left one, it says CES Letter. That's a book by Jeremy Runnels, described as one Latter-day Saints' honest quest to get official answers from the LDS Church on its troubling origins, history, and practices.
That's so inside.
Yeah, Jeremy Runnels was offered an opportunity to discuss his own doubts with the director of the church educational system, that's CES, and was assured that his doubts would be resolved. After reading Jeremy's letter, the director promised him a response, and no response ever came. And you can buy the book. It's what it's called. And it came to light after Ryan posted the reference himself on Reddit. He has deleted it, that post, where he says, I am an ex-Mo, just resigned this year, and I draw Amazing Spider-Man for Marvel. I threw in a little Easter egg in the issue that came out last week, Spidey wearing endorsement patches, and one of the patches is CES Letter. He has deleted that tweet. So he might be in a little bit of trouble. Marvel has not commented yet, but this happened once before at Marvel.
If he hadn't pointed it out.
He pointed it out and then he deleted it.
But he still.
If he hadn't said anything.
Yeah.
This has happened once before at Marvel, and the artist was fired for putting messages.
That would be too bad if.
You would think he knew that.
You'd think. And I like Ryan, and I hope that this doesn't blow up in his face. And finally this. California fifth grader made headlines this week after he was beaten so badly by bullies at his school he had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I saw this.
Aiden Vasquez, 10 years old, said he was punched in the face, which required several stitches to close a cut on his eyebrow. He was called names and had his backpack taken on Monday at school. When his mother asked why he did not fight back, the kid said, "It's not the Jedi way."
Oh, that makes me so sad.
It's not the Jedi way.
Well, if you remember, though, Aiden, Yoda did say a Jedi uses his power for knowledge and defense, never to attack.
Oh.
However, Mark Hamill gave him a shout-out and said, shout out to Aiden.
Sweet
on his Twitter.
boy.
Isn't that sweet?
Oh.
So there you go. All right. We have some traffic, Gina?
Crash northbound I-15 at the I-215 junction in Murray. Crash northbound I-15 200 north in Davis County. And let me check our message stream quickly because that's where you text us stuff if you see anything. 33986. Nope, it looks clear, but now we need your phone calls.
Beat Gina.
Yes, it is time.
877-602-9696. You could win a Prohibition gift card and Big Ass Show tickets if you beat me at Fan X Trivia.
Specifically, trivia about guests that are attending Fan X.
Okay.
So 877-602-9696. That's what you could win if you beat me. What can I win if I beat you? Because I don't do things for free.
Yeah, if you lose, you've got to provide a prize for Gina. And yes, people do bring the prizes in.
I have a prize today that we'll talk about later that a friend of the program brought in.
So 877-602-9696 to play Beat Gina. Tell us what prize you will give her if you lose. And that's how we determine who plays the game by the prize they offer.
All right, Fan X Trivia coming up. Fan X guests is what it's all about. And I'm taking a look at the list. Jeff Goldblum.
Yay!
Gina's very excited about Jeff
I'm
Goldblum
very
coming to
excited
town.
about several people that are
Well, I mean, look at the
coming.
list. Rainn Wilson, Dick Van Dyke, you're a fan of. David Tennant, if you're a Doctor Who fan, you know who that is.
She has a picture of Lou Ferrigno on her desk.
Evangeline Lilly is coming.
I have a picture of her on my desk.
She's great. Carl Urban, Lucy Lawless, Renee O'Connor, Tim Curry, Tom Welling, Michael Rosenbaum, Chuck Norris, Brett Spiner, that's Mr. Data.
Yes.
Jennifer,
Old Yellow Eyes.
Yes, Old Yellow Eyes is back. Tricia Helfer, Jason David Frank, Paige O'Hara, Robbie Benson, Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman is here. Stephen Ogg, Barry Bostwick. I mean, it just keeps going. Photo ops are on sale now. And again, the Dave Bautista, he's here for just a half a day. You better get in on that. Have the ultimate fan experience. You can get your professional portrait with an individual star or a group of actors from your favorite fandoms, like they're going to do a Hercules one, for example, because they're all here. So, go to fanxsaltlake.com. The show is this September. It's funny, the dates aren't on here.
Well, you know when it is.
Well, it's next weekend. It starts on Thursday.
It'd be the 7th, September 7th.
September 6th through the 8th.
6th through the 8th.
Yes, fanxsaltlake.com.
X96 presents Moon Taxi, part of the Salt Lake Community College Twilight Concert Series downtown at the Gallivan Center. Tonight, Moon Taxi.
My grandpa never said that. What was that all about?
Fine, I won't say anything.
No, we're not saying don't say anything. We're trying to. For how many years have you been here? We're trying to still teach you. Please say things. But, wait for a break in the sentence. When someone is in mid-sentence, you don't start talking.
I might forget what I was going to say.
There is that. There is that.
There's an unplanned course change being fed into the instruments, sir.
The minute it comes to me.
No, Leanne, we're not going to stop being mean to Gina. Go away. I'm not answering that call.
Well, no, let me talk to Leanne. Hi, Leanne. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Now, Leanne, have you been listening this morning?
I have.
Yeah, I don't think of being particularly mean to Gina.
Well, okay, you guys are always picking on her at some point. You have to be nice to her.
Why?
I might cry.
Yeah, see?
I think...
Don't make Gina cry.
Okay.
Leanne, you and Gina are single-handedly putting women's rights into the Middle Ages. All right? You fight like hell for equal rights to work just like the men, and then you get here and expect special treatment.
No, it's not special treatment. It's called don't be mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's special treatment.
Don't be mean.
Don't be mean or you might make her cry.
You have to understand Carrie's mean to everyone.
Yes.
Thanks, Leanne.
Thank you,
You're
Leanne.
welcome. I love you guys.
See you later.
Oh, my God. Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you this morning?
I'm just fine.
You're a great Americanist. What can we do for you?
I just wanted to tell you to be nice to Gina. That's all I wanted.
Okay, thanks.
I was feeling sad for her.
See, you were going to cry for me, huh?
I was. I think I had a couple of tears welling
Michelle,
up,
do you think
you know what? This is wrong.
Michelle, do you think women need special treatment in the workplace?
I never said they needed special treatment.
No, I'm asking you a question.
No.
Okay, then.
Michelle.
But there's a difference between special treatment and just common courtesy.
Michelle.
And being nice.
Michelle, is it common courtesy? Now, have you've been listening this morning?
Yes.
Yes.
All I'm trying to do is get through this feature.
Yeah.
And Gina is saying, "Oh, that's what happened to the."
How is that common courtesy?
So you know what I did? I stopped and said, "Well, then tell us all about it." Apparently,
you were being sarcastic.
And then you yelled at her a
I
minute
didn't-
later for like 5 minutes. You guys didn't stop. You just
all
kept
right,
going.
No, I
Michelle.
didn't yell.
Michelle.
And going.
I didn't yell.
Michelle.
right.
Michelle. Is it common courtesy to interrupt someone when they're speaking?
No, but she said she was sorry.
I'm
But
very
she says
sorry.
she's sorry every day.
But I'm really, really sorry.
Oh, wait a minute. Michelle's right. Gina said she was
said,
sorry.
I'm sorry, and you kept going, and I thought, that poor girl is either
Again,
gonna cry or
Michelle,
quit.
you and Gina are setting back women's rights 30 or 40 years.
I have to disagree with you.
I think it's
Just
only 20.
apologize, Michelle.
Michelle,
Just tell Carrie you're sorry.
you're wrong, and you know why?
Why am
Because
I
you're a
wrong?
woman. That's why, okay?
But thanks for
If
trying.
I were as smart as you guys, I'd know when.
Gina. Beat Gina is brought to you by Prohibition, Utah's sexiest speakeasy. Thursday nights are always roaring at Prohibition with burlesque dancers and geeks that drink. Come see what everyone's been whispering about. Prohibition, located at Fashion Place Mall in Murray next to Nordstrom. Line up and reservations at prohibitionutah.com. That's prohibitionutah.com. And one lucky contestant will win a gift card to Prohibition. Oh, but that's not all, Johnny.
What?
He's speaking.
I mean, Carrie.
in third person.
I forget who I am sometimes.
You're Johnny.
That's not all. The X96 Toyota Big Ass Show will be this Saturday, September 1st at the Gallivan Center, featuring AWOL Nation, Bishop Briggs, Joywave, Lovely the Band, Albert Hammond Jr. from The Strokes, Bare Hands, and Youngblood. Spend your Saturday of Labor Day weekend partying with great music, cold beer, and great food. Doors open at 1 for this all-day festival. Tickets on sale now at ticketfly.com, powered by Bad Apple, Epic Brewery, and Bud Light Dilly Dilly. Details are on x96.com. One contestant will win not only the Prohibition gift card, but tickets to the Big Ass Show.
All right, well, we still have 2 lines open. 877-602-9696. So you can play to win these prizes.
I actually get the prizes.
All you have to do is offer Gina a prize if you lose. 877-602-9696.
I asked for clay last time.
Is he here?
No, it's like clay, modeling clay, and I got it.
I know Clay used to do some modeling.
So I'm gonna make an elephant out of the clay.
Oh, won't that be exciting?
I like making elephants out of clay.
How exciting.
Well,
there goes another line.
Okay, well, you better hurry, because we're quickly running out of time to actually play Beat Gina.
Well, just tell me what the first option is.
Well, line 1 is off. Well, it's the only option now. You're going to be playing against Paige. Paige is offering you a homemade friendship bracelet if you beat her.
Okay.
A homemade friendship bracelet?
Okay.
All right, Paige.
Oh.
Paige, if you go first, you get the advantage in the game. Heads or tails?
Tails.
All right.
It's tells.
Tells here in Utah. It is tells. And that means you go first. All right. The trivia is based on guests, celebrity guests that will be at Fan X next weekend. We'll give you a multiple choice question, Paige. Your question goes first, and if you get it correct, you get a point. If you do not get it correct, Gina gets a chance to steal your point away by answering correctly, and vice versa. First person to 3 wins. Here we go.
Thank God it's only to 3.
Yes. Paige, David Tennant is going to be at FanX this coming week, next weekend. He is a Doctor Who. David Tennant, formerly, his real name is David McDonald.
Oh.
He changed his name to David Tennant. He took his surname, Tennant, his showbiz name, from the lead singer of which 1980s band?
Really? I didn't know that.
You ready? Is it A, Depeche Mode, A, Depeche Mode, B, Pet Shop Boys, C, Toto, or D, Hall & Oates?
Oh,
Well, I have no idea. So
Well-
I'll just go as B.
B, Pet Shop Boys?
Sure.
Good
that was a
guess.
good
It's a
guess.
good guess.
It's 1-0 for Paige. That's Neil Tennant.
Yes.
1-0. Gina controls the question.
All right. Gina's question.
Yeah.
Which Fan X star speaks German, French, and Italian?
Ooh.
Is it A, Lucy Lawless, B, Evangeline Lilly, C, Jennifer Morrison, or D, Rainn Wilson?
Well, Rainn Wilson's a geek, so a smart geek. I'd say Rainn Wilson.
Incorrect.
No?
Paige.
B. Evangeline Lilly.
Evangeline Lilly, also incorrect.
Incorrect.
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless.
Really?
Yes.
Because she's from New Zealand.
Why would
They
that mean
have-
she speaks German?
They have the tendency to learn lots of
They
languages.
have better schools down there.
All right. It's Gina lost that one. Paige controls the question. She has a chance to go ahead.
All right. Well-known actor Dick Van Dyke served as a what in the United States Air Force? Was it A, pilot, B, flight engineer, C, radio announcer, or D, enlisted accessions recruiter?
B. The recruiter.
D, the recruiter. Incorrect. Yes. Gina.
B.
Flight engineer?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Radio announcer.
Oh, this is
Oh,
going
the
great.
obvious
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Yeah, you guys have got to bring this.
All right,
Okay.
Gina controls the question. Chance to tie the game.
Okay.
Gina?
Yeah.
Evangeline Lilly studied what at the University of British Columbia before her studies were cut short by her role as Kate on Lost?
Okay.
Was it A, communication studies, B, statistics, C, atmospheric science, or D, international relations?
Communications.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Paige.
jeez. All right.
International relations.
Very good.
Excellent. Paige
Thank you,
is,
Paige.
it's 2-0 in favor of Paige, and Paige controls the question with a chance to win. Please win.
Paige, how did Jason Momoa get his famous scar on his left eyebrow? Was it A, a bar fight in Los Angeles, B, crashed into coral while surfing in Hawaii, C, a car accident, D, falling down a flight of stairs while filming Stargate Atlantis?
A bar fight.
That is correct.
Correct. Paige
Thank God.
sweeps 3-0 and wins this exciting round of Beat Gina.
Paige, you're going to go to the Big Ass Show and get a Prohibition gift card. Paige?
Yay! Thank you.
Okay.
Hang on the line, Paige. Try to contain your excitement in the future.
All right. Hang on. Wow. I think
What?
we need to take the multiple choice down to 3 answers.
Why was that so painful? That one was just painful. They're
And-
usually not that painful.
And one of them an obvious joke answer. So that means you have a choice of 2.
That one, I mean, they usually go pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Emergency vehicles are responding to reports of a crash I-15 southbound in Kaysville. Crash eastbound 47th south near the I-215 west belt. The right lane is blocked, backing traffic to 2700 west. That's not the right paper you handed me, Bill. Is there a sponsor for traffic in the 8 o'clock?
What?
You handed me the wrong paper.
I handed you the paper you gave me.
No.
With
You didn't. You handed me Advocate's copy. Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 21st. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Round one of your boners coming up.
Oh, yes. Now, listen. Your boner candidates coming up in round one here. They are right here in front of me. I've got them. There they are. Boner candidate number 1. He hasn't apologized. He's clarified. Boner candidate number 2. You need to start them early. And boner candidate number 3. Whatever it is, I'm against it.
All right, so round one of your boner voting, big boy news, opinnuendo, all coming up next. UtahAdvocates.com is the website, 24/7. You can go on that website and anonymously talk with a lawyer to see if you have a case.
You know, those scooters are all over the place.
Yes.
And
You
there are bound to be, if there haven't already been, accidents involving scooters, not necessarily the scooter's fault. If you've been hurt on one of those scooters, or
Run over by one,
contact the advocates. You can go to their website, UtahAdvocates.com. That chat feature there is very handy. Or you can go to their phone number, 801-355-5550, and you will be on the phone with a lawyer immediately, no matter what the time of day. I mean, if you get mowed down by if you get mowed down by one of those scooters while you're coming out of a bar at 1 a.m,
call them then.
Call the advocates. If they take your case, they will start helping you immediately, not just with insurance negotiations, but if you need a doctor, if you need a car, whatever. The advocates will help you, and they don't charge you anything unless they get you a settlement. So it's 801-355-5550 or UtahAdvocates.com.
One day, live music. 833-986. Message and data rates apply.
Remember that. You're going to need it here in about 15 minutes to vote for round 1 of the Boner voting, presenting to you 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight, and get that 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. Yes, if it wins here, it is not Boner of the Day. It gets a chance. It has to go up against the winner of round 2's voting. Yeah, we do this again with 3 more candidates at 8:20. Then we take those 2 winners, throw them into Boner Fight at 9:20. That's when Boner of the Day is decided. So pick your challenger for round 1 now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
I like playing with clay.
Okay.
And Broovies gift card. We've got Broovies in Salt Lake and Ogden now. You can go see a movie.
That makes her quirky and charming when she does stuff like that. Boner candidate number 1, he hasn't apologized. He's clarified. Andrew Gillum became the Democratic nominee for Florida governor on Tuesday night. On Wednesday morning, his opponent, Republican candidate Ron DeSantis, made racist dog whistle comments about him. During an appearance on Fox News with Sandra Smith, DeSantis, who is a white man, which is very surprising, being a Republican running for governor in Florida, handed out a backhanded compliment to Gillum, who is black, calling him, quote, an articulate spokesman. He also said Gillum performed better than other candidates just before arguing that Florida should not elect him. The last thing we need to do is monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda with huge tax increases and bankrupting the state, he said.
I've got the audio if you want to.
Okay. I mean, that's what he said. If you want to hear him say it.
It's just 20 seconds is all, so here we go.
You know, this is a guy who, he is an articulate spokesman for those far left views, and he's a charismatic candidate. So we've got to work hard to make sure that we continue Florida going in a good direction. Let's build off the success we've had on Governor Scott. The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda with huge tax increases and bankrupting the state.
Now, Gillum said, I'm offended, first of all, that he used the word socialist.
In that 20 seconds, so many right-wing whistles.
Gillum, mayor of Tallahassee, is backed by Bernie Sanders and is campaigning on progressive policies. That's what he said about the socialist thing. He says, so I'm a socialist because I want to take care of our citizens who are sick and old. That makes me a socialist. Okay. When asked for comment, Gillum's campaign referred Huffington Post to Florida Democratic Party Chairwoman Terry Rizzo. She said it's disgusting that Ron DeSantis is launching his general election campaign with racist dog whistles. I mean, you can also say it's very subtle. But when he says, well, he's articulate.
That's what
Remember
they used
when
to
they
say
called
about,
Barack Obama? He was a very articulate. He's very articulate.
Yeah, you don't
like
expect,
it's a surprise.
You don't expect people like that to be articulate.
Then also, of course, throw the word socialism in there and use the phrase monkey things up.
Yep.
Now, it can be argued that he was not intending to make any racist comment. So, but when called on it by numerous people, and Mr. Gillum said, yeah, I think it probably was a racist dog whistle. It was a racist thing to say. So when called on it, what did DeSantis do? What he should have done is say, I see what, I didn't mean it, but I see what you're saying. And it's thoughtless of me to have used that word. I apologize.
I can see how it would be interpreted, yes.
But I apologize.
Is that what he said?
No.
Oh, what did he say?
Of course not.
No. He said, well, I'm not racist.
I'm the least racist person you know.
I'm not racist, and I guess I need to clarify what I meant. He didn't say, there was no, I'm sorry, I apologized, oh, I see. There was no moment of self-realization there.
There's a writer yesterday on Twitter did a deep investigation of the term monkey up.
Yeah,
and it's rooted in racism.
Of course it is.
I've never really heard that term. I've heard people say things like, well, what have you been doing? I've just been monkeying around with stuff here, which to me has always meant
playing with it.
Playing with it, like you give something to a monkey and he messes around and plays with it. But monkey up, that's a different thing.
Yeah. It's and also, as Ed points out, Fox News apologized for the comment.
They did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fox News aired a follow-up segment calling the comment inappropriate and indicating that DeSantis has since clarified his statement. He clarified. He did not apologize. Boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. Yeah, you need to start them early. Get a load of the mugshots. I assume they'll be at x96.com/live. 2 women in North Carolina busted after a Snapchat video emerged in which they were allegedly passing a blunt to toddlers.
Oh, they're special people.
Michaela Pearson and Candace Little, 21 and 18 years old, respectively, arrested in Winston-Salem on charges of felony abuse contributing to delinquency of a minor. Arrests were in connection to footage posted online.
Yeah, again.
In which the pair allegedly encouraged the kids to smoke pot. Kids that were 3 years old, 2 years old, and 18 months old. They were brought to a local hospital for treatment. Boner candidate number 2, well, you need to start them early. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, whatever it is, I'm against it.
All right. We got round 1. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Quarters, Salt Lake's unique adults only retro arcade bar featuring pinball, arcade games, console gaming, board games, and live DJ music nights, offering a wide selection of affordable and craft brews, cocktails, and spirits. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or quarterslc.com.
All right.
Boner candidate, Quentin Tarantino. I was hoping I was through the news already. Quentin Tarantino has finally cast Charles Manson, in his movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Over the past few months, he's amassed an unwieldy amount of talent, it says here, for his upcoming 60s L.A. epic set amid the Manson murders. He's got Margot Robbie to play a starlet, and Manson victim Sharon Tate, Dakota Fanning as Manson family member Squeaky Fromme. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds to be the old guy who owned the Spawn Ranch.
Yep.
And the actors have been piled up, but one role was left uncast, Manson himself. And I think it's a small role.
It's very small. They've been shooting for about a month now.
This is around what happened then, not necessarily.
It's not about Manson necessarily.
It looks like the mystery is over, squashing any speculation over whether Tarantino is planning to leave Manson out of they might have just left him out of it altogether, but there is a person who's going to play a Manson. His name is Damon Harriman, best known for his supporting role on the FX series. That would be on here in America, best known for his support role on Justified.
He doesn't look familiar to me.
Yeah, he does to me because I watched Justified.
Yeah.
But it was a small role, and I recognize him, but I can't even really quite remember what the role was.
At first, I thought it was Dewey Crowe, but that's not Dewey Crowe.
No, it's not Dewey. But as you look at him, if you go to x96.com/live, there's a picture of him and then a picture of Charles Manson. Perfect choice, just the way he looks. You put a wig on him, take his glasses off. Yeah, he's the one. He will star in the film alongside Robbie, Fanning, Reynolds, Brad Pitt, Leonard DiCaprio, Al Pacino, Kurt Russell, Timothy Olyphant, Tim Roth, Maya Hawke, and James Marsden. Oh, Luke Perry is in there. Even Lena Dunham is in there.
Really?
And many, 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 many others. So
a cast of thousands?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I mentioned last news that Alabama had a list of activities, a really long list of activities that kids could do at school, dodgeball, kickball, musical chairs, things like that. I left one out. Yoga. No yoga allowed by the Alabama school board.
Because they get too crazy?
No.
Why?
In 1993, Alabama lawmakers passed a law prohibiting the teaching of yoga in schools, citing a connection between the practice and Hindu religious training. In 2006, then Superintendent Dr. Joseph Morton sent a letter to the school saying yoga was not offered during regular school hours or after school hours to students on any public school campus in Alabama. Never mind that it is very good for you physically.
Yeah.
It's
and
practiced by
mentally.
Hindus and Buddhists.
No, it's stretching.
Yeah.
Hindus and Buddhists.
That's all
It's
it is.
breathing and
It's stretching.
Yoga teachers will try to indoctrinate our children
No.
to become Buddhists.
It's stretching.
Police investigating the shooting death of a West Valley code enforcement officer. You remember this story?
Mm-hmm.
And a related fire that destroyed a house and killed several pets found 8 handguns and rifles in the home of the person charged with committing the crimes. On August 9, Kevin Wayne Billings shot and killed Jill Lynette Robinson shortly after she arrived at his house. He knew she was coming because she'd been there before. She was a code enforcement officer, and she knew he knew she was coming to talk to him about the code violations in his house and his yard. And Billings, because Billings arranged that appointment. You come check my house out now, see if I'm in compliance. But he was just luring her there to kill her. But they found blasting caps and explosive material, all kinds of rifles. So, yeah, he's a great guy. Latter-day Saints, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm trying to do it the way they want to.
Yeah.
Democrats who are members of that church
are
bewildered, they say, by the church's opposition to Proposition 2, the marijuana amendment or
medical
marijuana ballot initiative. That's what I'm looking for. Leaders of the LDS Democrats, the largest caucus within the state's Democratic Party. The state Democratic Party has 18 people in it, and this caucus has 12 people in it. Those are ridiculously small numbers. I was joking. They're urging their fellow Latter-day Saints to prayerfully consider the facts surrounding medical marijuana before reaching their own conclusions on Proposition 2, the ballot initiative to legalize the use of cannabis by patients and people who drive fast, loud cars. The group's position realized that Tuesday in a lengthy press statement and takes issue with the recent proposition or position of the church itself. And they say they're bewildered by that. They don't understand why the church has stepped in. Donald Trump says, when confronted with the facts and figures are now out, and nearly 3,000, that is 2,975 people died in Hurricane Maria, or as a result of Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. The initial death toll was 64. And it has been, and people in Puerto Rico said, it's more than that. We don't know how much more than that, but we are taking an accounting, and the official accounting now is 2,975. And when a reporter asked Trump about that, he said, quote, I think we did a fantastic job in Puerto Rico. We're still helping Puerto Rico. The governor's an excellent guy. He's really happy with the job we've done there.
No.
We've put a lot of money and a lot of effort into Puerto Rico. I think most of the people in Puerto Rico really appreciate what we've done. No.
None of that, actually.
None of those things.
No.
I gave him paper towels.
See, their electric plant was dead before the hurricane anyway.
No.
It was not. There were big problems with it, no doubt. And there was corruption in the electric system in Puerto Rico.
But they had
the people who ran it were corrupt, and but they had power, and but it was not just dead. So that wasn't our fault, and we're still working there, and I'm very proud.
Listen, we can't afford to help Puerto Rico because we're building a Space Force.
Space Force.
You're getting a Space Force. Come on, Puerto Rico, you should be happy.
Space Force.
And finally for you, Carrie,
yes.
Goats like it when you smile at them.
They do.
Empirical observation says that goats are slowly becoming the new dog. According to a new study, they are truly qualified to be man's best friend. On Wednesday, the Royal Society released heartwarming research that shows, just like humans, goats have no desire to interact with people who come off as angry or upset, and they're much more attracted to those with big smiles, plastered on their faces.
Good for goats.
And there's a picture of two little goats. More and more people are buying goats as pets. And there are goats that stay small.
Those are the ones you should get.
Yeah, you don't want the billy goats.
Yeah, you don't want
the nanny goats.
You don't want a big goat as a
The fainting goat, you should get those.
Get the
Fainting goats are good. Yeah, I've interacted with little baby goats, and they can be quite charming. All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
When life feels like it's crashing down on you from above, Lifetime Roofing is here to offer you peace of mind in that home of yours. You and your family have your own personal fortress of reassurance. Roofs at Lifetime Roofing are simply better than everyone else's, period. Much warmer today, 91 for a high. And crash southbound Mountain View corridor approaching 78 South. Left lane and shoulder are blocked. Multi-vehicle crash southbound I-15 near Beck Street. 2 left lanes and the shoulder are blocked. Only the 2 right lanes are open, backing traffic into Woods Cross. Crash southbound I-15 near Shepherd Lane and Farmington. Cars and emergency vehicles on the right shoulder, adding to delays stretching back to the Layton Parkway. That's traffic.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Whatever it is, I'm against it. We had Chris Jones here on Tuesday, Channel 2 reporter, talking about his report on state school board member Lisa Cummins.
That aired Tuesday night.
You interviewed him on the Let's Go Eat show, did you not?
Yes, I did. The letsgoeatshow.com is where you can find that, or wherever fine podcasts are distributed. And it's an in-depth interview about it with Chris Jones. And Lisa Cummins, if you didn't hear it, she's represents Harriman and one of the Jordans on the state school board. And she has a lot of very, I was going to say controversial, but I'm just going to say wrong positions about things. Like she doesn't believe in vaccinations. She's on the school board. She when it comes to kids who have ended their lives as a result of suicide, she's not been very sympathetic about that. Rather than doing things to help them, she says the parents need to stand up and take responsibility for this.
And we don't need that Safe Utah app because I think they're tracking people.
Yeah, the government's Anyway, so many things that she's just wrong about. Absolutely wrong. She puts fake news stuff, truly fake news stuff, on her Facebook page all the time. Well, Chris Jones tweeted this yesterday, I think. A woman has written me an email complaining about our story on Utah Public Education Board member Lisa Cummins. She says the story is unfair. I asked her which part. She said, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
There you go.
Yep.
My response to her was, well, why don't you watch the story and resend this? I'll be happy to reread it.
Well, I don't know. It's unfair, but I haven't seen it.
We've gotten complaint letters like that.
Oh, yes.
Boner candidate number 3. Whatever it is, I'm against it.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. He hasn't apologized. He's clarified. Ron DeSantis tells Florida not to monkey things up by electing his black opponent, Andrew Gillum. It was pointed out to Mr. DeSantis this was a racist thing to say. Rather than apologizing, saying he perhaps didn't realize, and apologizing, he said, well, let me clarify what I meant. Boner candidate number 2, you need to start them early. 2 women arrested for, and they posted this on social media, giving very young children blunts to smoke, marijuana to smoke. And boner candidate number 3, whatever it is, I'm against it.
All right, there we go. This is round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide which one of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one of these 3 deserves to go forward to boner fight and get that 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day. If it wins here, it's not boner of the day. It's just your round 1 winner. It has to defeat the winner of round 2. Yes, we do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. We throw them both into the Boner Dome. Boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. So pick your champion for round 1 now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message. Easy. And then text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Looks like Festus is taking votes in the producer's booth. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting August 30 and vote there. You've got 300 seconds. This is round 1. Let's go.
The music starts at 10 with a 1 hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
The mayor of Salt Lake has joined us here. It's Ralph Becker, and there's bad blood here, Mayor Becker.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Mayor,
You know what? You know what it is? I'm hurt.
It's bad blood
I'm
here.
hurt.
The worst thing you can do is when you accept a gift from a woman, not use it.
When I'm visiting with her.
Yeah,
Yes,
especially.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hell hath no fury like a Barbary scorned.
I went all the way to Dillard's and bought you a tie.
All the way to Dillard's.
All the way to Dillard's and bought you a tie.
That's a good, mile, too, from your house, right?
I know what deep trouble is, and here I am. And, but I do want you to know, I have been wearing your tie regularly and proudly and advertising where I got it. Yeah,
See
right.
this? See this?
Yeah.
Gina Barbarian.
Is it getting deeper?
Easy to say.
Now, Mayor Becker, our producer Richie says he sent. I thought he had called you, but apparently he sent an email to your office saying you may want to wear the tie
Oh, God,
when
I
you come to
didn't
say.
get
So you didn't
And
get
there's
it.
Mayor Becker going, I have an email address? What the?
Ralph Becker. Now we should say that Gina bought him a tie because you were tired of seeing him wear.
This tie, the
Oh,
tie he's wearing right now. Because every time I got a mailer from you while you were campaigning, different pictures, but same tie. And I was concerned that people were going to think you only had one tie. I was worried about you.
You want to know how to get her, Mayor Becker? You want to know how to get her?
Yeah,
Look at her very
advice.
seriously and say, "This tie was given to me by my dead mother."
Something like that.
Or.
The thing is that this is a Jerry Garcia tie, and I don't think my mother knows
No.
Jerry Garcia or knew him. I
It
should
was
say.
that nice Garcia fellow who lived down the street. He used to
right.
sell us squash.
Mayor Becker, great. How's it going? I mean, are you enjoying being the
Made
mayor?
the transition and everything.
I'm having a great time. I've got great people around me working. The city's been so responsive. Everyone's jumping in to do things we need to do. So I'm feeling great.
I want to applaud you, by the way, for taking a bold stance and making what I think is one of the most significant moves I've ever seen a mayor make, and that is get rid of that ugly logo that Rocky Anderson had, and go back to the traditional city logo. I'm actually serious.
Bill really likes that logo.
I like the traditional logo, that mountainy kind of. That was a dumb logo for Salt Lake.
It's the important issues Bill pays attention to.
Well, I realize these are symbols of the city, so there is importance there. It was really just a matter of personal preference, and as I mentioned when someone asked me about it, he said, "Why'd you do it?" And I said, "Well, someone came to us and said you need to pick a logo for the city, and we'll develop one for you." And I said, "Well, I don't want to spend city's money to get a new logo." So we looked back at what was available. I really liked that one of the city county building. I thought it was very distinguished, and
Yeah, it's kind of formal looking, and I think it represents you. I mean, you're a planner kind of a guy who likes detail, and that logo somehow says to me it's. I don't know how to say what I'm saying here.
I got you.
It's a very. It looks like it was done by an engineer, or something.
Well, I don't know. I think it looks good and obviously represents the city. So.
Twitter at Radio from Hell.
All right, 7:47, time to award round one of your boners.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you by,
in part
by a deconstructed bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich, essentially. It was a bacon, lettuce, and tomato salad.
Was it?
The salad with bacon bits.
It had, Sean, bacon bits, please. Bacon bits. Bacos in my house?
Never. They could be natural, real bacon strip, bacon bits.
It was
were
very
they
nice.
were they
bacon.
entire strip? Were they entire strips? Then they were bacon bits.
No, they were very carefully sliced up pieces of bacon.
Okay.
And Broovies, Utah's only cinema pub in downtown Salt Lake, and now open in Ogden, showing The Happy Time Murders, Mile 22, and Crazy Rich Asians. Get showtimes at broovies.com.
Please, vegetarian. So we had boner candidate number one. He hasn't apologized. He's clarified.
Yep.
Ron DeSantis tells Florida not to monkey up this election by electing his black candidate, Andrew Gillum.
Now everyone is saying, oh, he's not racist. That's a common phrase. Well, some more has come in about this guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's administrator of a Facebook group, or he was until yesterday, administrator of a Facebook group filled with racist images and comments.
Really?
Yeah. He quit the group yesterday. It's a Facebook group simply named Tea Party, not affiliated with the actual Tea Party, but members have attacked Black Lives Matter, referring to African Americans as ghetto scum. He's the administrator of this Facebook page.
I just let me clarify.
One member believed the violent far-right rally of neo-Nazis and white supremacists in Charlottesville was a hoax. This is the stuff that he's
Then there was boner candidate number two. You need to start them early. Snapchat video of tots smoking a blunt that two women had given them, like toddlers, 18 months old, 2 years old, and 3 years old. And boner candidate number three, whatever it is, I'm against it. It's a story that Chris Jones did about school board member Lisa Cummins, and he got another woman's contacting him saying, this story is slanderous, and it's wrong, and I hate. She said, what part of it do you not like? Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I know. Let's see. Melanie won a Broovies gift card, and the winner, very close voting among all three candidates. Number two, you need to start them early.
That surprises me. All right, there you go. That's the winner of round one's voting. We don't pick them, you do. We're sending that one to Boner Fight at 9:20. You've got to decide at 8:20 who it's going to be going up against. The winner of round two might be Boner of the Day if it defeats this winner right here.
Let me look at round two.
8:20 and then 9:20.
Got some
good ones coming up?
Yeah.
All right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
It will be next time.
Okay.
It's a future sponsor. Gina wants us to get you ready for it. Here's Sean Means. He's a writer, reporter for the Salt Lake Tribune, covers living in the digital age for the Salt Lake Tribune, kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
amongst other things.
Yeah, he does all sorts of things for them. You can read his stuff at sltrib.com. Also, movie reviews. You can find that the movie reviews on your own personal place. Where is it?
Moviecricket.net.
And we have that also on our Facebook, or not Facebook page, but our x96.com.
All right, Sean, what do we got?
In the artsies, we will start with The Bookshop. There seems to be this, you can never get away from seeing these British post-war gentle dramas,
and that take place in bookshops.
This one is about a bookshop,
or at tea parties, or
you have a woman, a widow, war widow, played by Emily Mortimer.
Oh, she's lovely.
She is very lovely. Enters this small seaside village in East Anglia. With her dream to buy this old rundown house in the middle of town and put a bookshop there.
Okay.
What could be wrong with that?
Nothing.
The grande dame of the town, the richest woman in town, played by Patricia Clarkson.
Of course.
She's long had this vision of an art center in the town.
You know Patricia Clarkson, Adora from Sharp Objects.
Yes. And so many other things.
She seems perfect for this.
Always great.
Never mind that she's the richest woman in town. This house has been sitting here for years, and she hasn't done squat about it until the
But
day.
now she wants
to. So a battle of wills and a power struggle under very polite, genteel.
Do they make
phrasing.
it clear? Does she, or is it kind of clouded as to why she doesn't want this to happen?
Why she doesn't want the bookshop to
Yeah.
happen? This is her dream to have her dream is to have an art center for the community.
Oh, she wants it to be an art center.
Yes.
I see.
And so this battle ensues between the two of them. Coming to the aid of the bookseller is the town's local recluse, played by Bill Nighy.
Oh, he's lovely.
Who is lovely and
I
great
want
and
to be a
everything.
local recluse.
I am.
And it's very charming. Emily Mortimer's great. Bill Nighy, of course, is great. And but as mentioned already, Patricia Clarkson is always amazing,
Stunning.
So good solid drama.
Good cast.
Yep, 3 stars.
Let
3
me
stars.
guess. They compromise.
I'm not going to say.
You don't want to ruin it.
They
Spoilers.
Yep.
Then there is Skate Kitchen.
Skate Kitchen, yes. This was at Sundance this year. This is rather amazing little drama. It takes you into the world of teen girl skateboarders in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
You have a girl from Long Island who loves to skate, even though her mother doesn't want her to.
You'll break your wrist. That's what I say.
Or things like that. Yes. I learned a new phrase. Watching this movie. Credit carded.
Oh,
you'll be credit carded.
Yeah.
What is that?
That mean that's doing a jump and having the skateboard hit you, edge on right on your.
I can.
And,
I
like
got it.
Right in
I
the
got
biscuits.
it.
Like a yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So
It's like putting it into the okay.
Yeah.
So she looks on Instagram and sees these skaters down in Manhattan and decides to try to join them and befriends them. And most of the movie is just watching them interact, talking about this and that, enjoying the freedom of skating, and it's beautifully shot, beautifully edited. The only sort of downside in this movie is at a certain point they decide there has to be a plot.
Oh.
And the plot they have is that the new girl starts to have a crush on a guy who her new best friend used to date. And the guy is played by Jaden Smith, who's the only familiar face in the whole movie. Son of Will and Jada.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not there.
And he does sort of take you out of it for a bit, but the rest of it is so just amazing that it's worthwhile.
How many stars did you give?
3.5.
Did you remember that movie at Sundance? I think it was Sundance or maybe it was Slam Dance. Those skateboarder kids.
Minding the Gap, the documentary.
Yeah. But it had a real. I mean, it was real, but a plot developed.
Yeah, I mean, you're following those. Minding the Gap, which I think is on streaming right now, is one of the best movies of the festival this year. One of the best movies of the year.
It is great,
and it starts out looking at these 3 guys who grew up together skateboarding in Rockville, Illinois, or Rockland, whatever, Rockport. But it's more about their lives and poverty and family abuse and all this other stuff.
Get a chance to see it, do.
So that's all the artsies.
That's it for the artsies.
Now, the fartsies, did you get to see Operation Finale or Searching?
No. Operation Finale is about the Mossad, Israeli Secret Service, trying to capture Adolf Eichmann. Stars Oscar Isaac.
And Sacha Baron Cohen.
And Ben Kingsley as Eichmann.
And Bill Nighy is in it as well. So that was not screened.
That was that did not screen.
Okay.
It opened yesterday, actually, so you could actually be seeing it today if you want.
And Searching is the John Cho movie.
Yeah, this won the Sloan Prize at Sundance, which is the one they give to sciencey things. And this is a father trying to find his missing daughter and finding out all the secrets he didn't know about his missing daughter, and it all takes place on screens. It's all computer screens and phone screens and so on. It's supposed.
This looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to be excellent,
but not screened.
But they did not. Okay. They didn't screen it for
I get it.
Regional
we
audiences.
will get to the rest of the fartsies, including Kin and Juliet Naked, coming up after these.
Crash northbound I-215 just before the Foothill Boulevard exit. The right lane and shoulder are blocked, causing delays to 39th South. All lanes of traffic stopped while incident management truck, not ours, like a real one, moves into position to help with a multi-vehicle crash I-15 southbound near Beck Street. crash southbound Mountain View corridor approaching 78 South. Left lane and shoulder are blocked. That's traffic.
All right, we'll continue the movies after these. X96.
An all day.
I've got a show. I'll be playing Flynn in Twilight.
Light.
Light.
L-I-T-E?
L-I-T-E. Yep. I'm the bully. You know.
Are you the wolf boy?
No.
You're not the
no,
wolf boy.
No, I wish. I pitched to be the guy who takes his shirt off at one point for no
you
reason.
love to take your shirt off.
I absolutely do.
Kind of like the Will Ferrell of this station.
Okay. But no, the show is I'm the only guy that looks like he could beat up another guy in all of theater in Utah. So
they're all pale, vegetarian.
Yeah, and thin. We had plenty of people who could play the vampire type, but not very many who could play the bully. So, I'll guilt you guys into that show another time.
I'm a shed vampire.
I'm the only one who goes to your plays anymore.
Oh, I went.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And Gina may come to this one because it's a Twilight spoof.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And we all know Gina loves Twilight.
The sparkly vampires.
We got this.
Are you going to Sparkle?
He's I don't sparkle because I'm not a vampire.
He's a bully.
But
we do have a sparkly
going to
vampire.
Sparkle?
You
Okay.
bet. And a Bela Lugosi vampire too.
Undead.
So like, there's this old-fashioned vampire.
Don't worry about
trying
it.
to figure out what the young vampires are.
What
I
is
don't
vampire
understand this.
You kids today.
I don't
Oh, with your
understand this.
sparkles and
And
your-
you're fast running.
What is this? You can go outside.
What? Yeah. What? Can you see yourself in the mirror? That's what I want.
Look, have some wine. All right.
Guess we just sort of wrote the play, didn't we?
Is that it?
Wrote and ended.
And performed.
There you go. Kids, there's something the matter with kids today. Kids,
Yep.
they go and sparkle outside in the day.
There it is. Yep, little musical number. Yep.
Easy.
Desert Star Playhouse. Be there.
Does Shuttle come out tomorrow, and he'll be able to stand outside? I hate him. I miss the sun.
Oh,
you
Lord.
You owe Carrie money now.
I know.
I used to be tan, you know this. I had a house in Palm Beach. Aw, damn. Blow this. No, that doesn't. I'll get there.
Here comes the sun. You better run, you dumb old vampire.
We get
Deedle deedle.
We sparkle. Da 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 da. Ah, you kids.
I like the dessert bar there at the Desert Star Playhouse.
Does the old vampire carry an umbrella? He should.
No, but that is a great idea.
Okay. You owe me a dollar.
There's
and,
that
and
too.
Count
Oh,
Chocula.
boy, Count
Of course.
Chocula
Count
has to be in there.
Chocula's got to be there, and the Count, and
Two.
oh, that joke's in there. You know it.
Yep.
Moments, follow him on Twitter at RFHBill. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right.
I told you there's a sponsor for this one.
Back now with Sean Means, who is film critic, and he's also a culture writer for the Salt Lake Tribune, digital life writer for the Salt Lake Tribune, and it is brought to you by...
This month at Dr. Volt's Comic Connection, the Fantastic Four return to their own title with a signal in the sky that heralds the return of hope to the Marvel Universe. Dr. Volt's.
Mm-hmm. All right, we did the artsies. We're kind of through the fartsies because a couple weren't screened, so let's begin with what you have seen.
Okay.
We'll start with Little Stranger.
The Little Stranger.
Don't know about this.
This is another English old-timey type of thing. This is post-war, late 40s. And you have a village doctor played by Domhnall Gleeson. So General Hux.
Mm-hmm.
He is called up to the mansion of because these little villages always have to have like one rich person.
The
in
lord
big
of
mansion.
the lord of the manor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First to treat the maid, who's a little freaked out by just the oppressive surroundings, but it turns out maybe there's a little more than just oppressive surroundings in this place. That there might be something sinister going on.
Ooh! Right.
So he sort of befriends the
but very Britishly sinister.
Yes.
Yes. He befriends the family, treats the war-wounded son of the house, played by Will Poulter, starts to date his sister, that guy's sister, played by Ruth Wilson.
Okay.
And then also hears from the mother, played by Charlotte Rampling, about the other sibling that died as a little girl, and whose spirit seems to fill the house, as she says.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's a little more literal than that.
Mm.
This is a very moody, sort of atmospheric work. The director, Lenny Abramson, is the guy who did Room.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it's all atmosphere, and there's like nothing going on.
Nothing.
It's very sort of dull and drab in that way. And you wish it was better, because with all these people involved. But it's 2.5 stars.
Okay. All right, 2.5 for Little Stranger. Yep. Let's go to you want to do Juliet Naked?
Let's do Juliet Naked first.
All right.
Sure.
This is again, we're in England again, but at least this one's modern.
You know,
all I said was sure, Gina.
Mm-hmm.
Other places you can make movies.
What
do you got against it? What you are prejudiced against the country of England?
It's the time of year when England is just that's when the movies come out. This one is based on a Nick Hornby novel. Guy who did Fever Pitch and About a Boy and High Fidelity. Mm-hmm. You have Rose Byrne as Annie. She has been living in this. She's 40. She lives in this town. Runs the local museum that she sort of inherited the job from her father.
She's like a spinster.
Not quite. She's been living with and on the verge of getting married to for 15 years. Her boyfriend, professor played by Chris O'Dowd. The professor has a first love, though, and that is his website dedicated to this 90s pop idol who recorded one singer-songwriter album and then disappeared.
Yeah.
And this whole mystique has been built up largely, this guy sort of helps build it up by the website,
sure.
and coming up with conspiracy theories and so on and so
Mm-hmm.
on. Like I said, recorded one album called Juliet. One day, a disc arrives in the mail that's labeled Juliet Naked, and it turns out to be the acoustic version of the original album. And
naked in that it's stripped of all instruments except the guitar.
And Rose Byrne listens to it, and she's like, whatever. And her the boyfriend listens to it and goes, "What do you mean? This is the masterpiece in its rawest form." Blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And so she writes a negative review on his website.
Oh.
And who should read it and write back than the actual singer-songwriter, played by Ethan Hawke.
Who finally surfaces.
Who finally surfaces, and we
in
find
all
out,
of his greasy glory.
We find out what his life was like and it has been like, and it's rather downbeat and a little sad, really. But this sort of pen pal relationship forms behind the back of the boyfriend. So and
I like this whole thing.
And things take it from there.
Yeah.
This is like the Ethan Hawkeiest role Ethan Hawke has ever had.
Now, has anyone made him wash his hair?
Apparently not in weeks.
Okay.
And Chris O'Dowd's always funny, but Rose Byrne is just,
she's great.
She's great in everything. We love her, and she's the reason to see this movie because she's just lovely.
And I read this book, and Nick Hornby he's very funny, but can go to dark places too.
Yep.
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can. And this does a bit. So
All right.
3 stars.
All right, then let's go to Kin. Which is I've not heard anything about.
This one came out of left field a little bit, which is too bad because it's actually kind of fun. You have this two brothers directing team, their first movie, and it's a really good calling card for them. You've got this 14-year-old black kid in Detroit, in the rundown part of Detroit. His adopted father is this gruff construction guy played by Dennis Quaid. The kid, Elijah, played by this new actor named Miles Truitt, who's really good. He spends most of his time going through old buildings, scavenging copper wire and whatnot. And one day finds this box about the size of a Monopoly game, but he puts his hand on it, and suddenly it's a weapon. It like has a trigger and stuff, and it's like
it transforms.
So we don't know if it's alien. Or...
It looks alien or future or something. It ain't from around here.
Yeah.
Well, it could be from Detroit.
So at the same time this happens, Dennis Quaid's older adult son returns after a stint in prison, and it's a very tough sort of reunion. In part because the character's name is Jimmy, played by Jack Rayner. He owes money to nasty mobster types. Actually, one nasty mobster type played by James Franco.
And there's Zoe Kravitz. I just saw Zoe Kravitz.
Yep, Zoe Kravitz shows up in here. So anyway, the ex-con brother and the kid go on a road trip. The kid not knowing that the reason for this is that they're being chased by James Franco and his and his thugs. They're also being chased by two futuristic-looking people who in helmets who look for all the world like Daft Punk, who want the gizmo back.
Yeah. Damn it, we shouldn't have left it there.
And so all this is happening. It's this nice sort of mashup of road movie, gangster movie, and sci-fi. And it actually looks pretty cool. The ending is a hoot. I wish I could talk about the ending because the ending's the best part.
Well, see, that's the thing about this movie is that it just kind of showed up. And
what's it called again?
Kin.
Kin.
And it's getting great reviews, and it's like just out of left field. Here it is.
Yeah.
I wonder, did the movie company not have any faith in it?
Been on the shelf for a while?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think it's largely because this is, like I said, it's new filmmakers. They're not they're not an established brand, and the movie's a little weird in that sense. A little hard to market.
How do we sell this?
How do we sell this thing? Is the thing they always ask first.
I'm watching the trailer. It looks really cool.
It is actually pretty cool. And yeah, Zoe Kravitz is in it. Carrie Coon,
she's great.
Is always great. She shows up toward the end, and it's very cool. And like I said, the ending is a nice little jaw dropper.
Out of nowhere, here comes Kin. All right.
3 stars.
3 star. I got you down for 3 stars. Yes. All right. Let's run these down then. Bookshop, 3 stars. Skate Kitchen, 3.5 stars.
Those are both at the Broadway, of course.
Yes. Operation Finale and Searching Not Screened, 2.5 for The Little Stranger, Juliet Naked 3 stars, and Kin 3 stars. What do we got next week?
Next week, the big one is Peppermint, which is Jennifer Garner doing a Liam Neeson movie, essentially. And
Why do you groan like that's a bad thing?
It's going to be Liam Neeson taking vengeance on somebody.
yeah, but it's Jennifer Garner this time. So
I don't care.
there's that one, and then there's also The Nun, which is a spin-off in the Conjuring world. So
I saw a preview for that on TV last night, a commercial, and it looks like all of the Conjuring movies.
Mhm.
You know,
So-
something reaches out of the wall and pulls you into the wall.
Looks like it could be scary.
It's Jump Scare the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, so we'll look forward to that next week. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
Crash Harrison Boulevard, 20th Street in Ogden. Crash northbound 5600 West, 31st South in Salt Lake. The median is blocked there. Crash northbound I-15 at University Parkway off-ramp in Orem, right shoulder affected there. And we've got, let's see what else. Crash northbound I-215, 33rd South, right shoulder affected there. That's traffic.
All right.
All right, we got bonus round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Number 1, I happen to love hospital food. Number 2, I'm against stupid nurses. And number 3, I'm stuck in a small hole.
All right. We got boners round 2 and big boy news all coming up after these. Snowbird Ski and Summer, emphasize for me, summer resort.
And kind of fall resort. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
We're moving into the fall season. We got Oktoberfest going on.
happening
up there.
right now.
And Oktoberfest is usually Saturday, Sunday, but this weekend they're counting Labor Day as a weekend too. So
Snowbird's annual October Festival. I think this is the 42nd. I want to say one. It's always a lot of fun. There's a Stargazers event on August 31st, which is tomorrow, right? 9 to 10:30 p.m. Local astronomers, they go up on and they use a high-powered telescope to look at the nighttime sky and talk about what they see there. And that's really a fun thing to do.
Oh, yeah, it's a great thing.
And then the summer activities are still going on, just on the weekends now. The mountain coaster and all of that. Why don't you do a weekend escape with the October getaway package at Snowbird for $116 per person per night, lodging, breakfast, unlimited use of those summer activities. So that makes it a great deal. If you want to find out about that and season passes for skiing, go to snowbird.com.
X96 presents Moon Taxi, part of the Salt Lake Community College Twilight Concert Series downtown at the Gallivan Center. 96 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. Remember that info. You're going to need it here in about 15 minutes or so when we ask you to vote for round 2 of your boners. Presenting to you now 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote who is the worst. Who of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get a chance to become Boner of the Day?
It's going to be hard to decide this time, I'm telling you.
Tough round?
Yeah.
Okay, so listen carefully. The winner of this round will go up against the winner of round 1's voting. That happened an hour ago. You missed that. Wake up a little earlier next time. We'll take both of the winners. We'll throw them into the Boner Fight at 9:20, and that's when Boner of the Day is decided. So 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote, and one of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair. Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Now, I'm looking at these 3 candidates. Maybe there's one that sticks out a little bit here. But Boner candidate number 1, well, I happen to love hospital food.
I read this one.
A Kentucky man was arrested in the cafeteria of Baptist Health Corbin Hospital after he faked a heart attack to get a ride to the hospital cafeteria.
Yeah.
Police say they received a call about a stolen gun and identified 35-year-old Kenneth Ray Couch as the suspect. Deputies said that they were alerted that Mr. Couch had just been taken to the hospital after suffering a heart attack at a nearby business. Well, it turns out that Mr. Couch faked the heart attack, and when the ambulance arrived at the hospital, he jumped out and casually walked into the cafeteria and grabbed something to eat.
So he didn't even try to hide.
No. While he was enjoying his food, officers from the Knox County Sheriff's Office arrived and took him back into custody. He was charged with burglary and falsely reporting an incident, the heart attack. Officials say they discovered that Mr. Couch had a bench warrant for his arrest in another Kentucky county as well, where he'd been kiting checks. Couch was kiting checks in another county. Boner candidate number 1, well, I just happen to love hospital food. Boner candidate number 2, geez, I'm getting them all mixed up today. Number 2 is, well, I am against stupid nurses. Texas Children's Hospital officials say that they have fired a nurse after she posted information on social media about a boy who was suspected to have measles. The nurse working at the Houston hospital posted about the child's measly condition on an anti-vaccination group's Facebook page. Screenshots of the post show that the nurse said the sickness was worse than she expected, but the experience does not change her stance against vaccinations.
A nurse?
Yeah. Hospital officials learned about the post on Friday. The hospital has fired the nurse for posting protected health information after conducting an internal investigation. The health department is investigating the suspected case of measles and waiting for verification from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Officials say a vaccine is the best way to prevent measles, but this nurse who posted the pictures on Facebook page, the profile, and said, I'm still against vaccinations. Well, I'm against stupid nurses.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. I'm stuck, my finger, small hole. Stuck.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 2, coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic, the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it 6831 South State and online at hastergames.com.
I think it's kind of odd, but she did love her dresses. Queen of Soul.
No, this is weird.
Aretha Franklin.
No.
This is weird.
Rocked a fresh outfit for the second day of her public viewing in Detroit, this time opting for, well, she can't opt for anything. She's room temperature. But opting for a pastel blue frock and matching blue stilettos. I Say a Little Prayer songstress.
This means it's somebody's job to undress and dress her body.
Yes.
Repeatedly.
Yes.
That's what a mortician does.
Yeah. Morticians do that routinely.
But not a change of clothes. How often have you
Sometimes.
heard of people getting a change of clothes?
It happens. I mean, Gina, if you are going to dress a body,
Yeah.
when a body dresses a body, no. If you are going to dress a body, you would think nothing of undressing it and dressing it again.
I think it's weird.
No. Now, I've never heard of this.
I think it's great.
I've never heard of this before.
It's showbiz, baby.
But the Queen of Soul, there will never be another singer
No, it's true.
like Aretha Franklin.
It's I don't disagree with
There
that.
is not today, nor will there ever be, as great a vocalist as Aretha Franklin.
And Bill,
she deserves this.
Bill, I
Yes.
hope she's not room temperature, because that would not be good.
Well,
I hope she's
It's a figure of
yeah,
speech.
she's chilled.
Yeah, she's. Well, no, I think you don't have to be chilled.
Oh, I think
if
she's hanging out
no,
for days.
Listen, I'm telling you, Lennon and his tomb has not been chilled for a long time. He's no. You can be room temperature for a while because they take all that. They take a lot of the stuff out of you and put other stuff back in.
Okay.
You know. Let's see now. Okay, you. Here we go with a story that's just gonna. It's gonna make you feel bad and angry. His official birth certificate shows he was delivered by a midwife in Brownsville, Texas. At the southern tip of Texas, he spent his life wearing American uniforms, 3 years as a private in the Army, then as a cadet in the Border Patrol, and now as a state prison guard. But when Juan, who is 40 years old, applied to renew his U.S. passport this year, the government's response floored him. In a letter, the State Department said, "We do not believe you're an American citizen."
What?
As he would later learn, Juan is one of a growing number of people whose official birth records show that they were born in the United States, but who are now being denied passports. Their citizenship suddenly thrown into question. The Trump administration is accusing hundreds, and it may be thousands, of Hispanics along the border of using fraudulent birth certificates since they were babies, and it is undertaking a widespread crackdown. In a statement, the State Department said, quote, "It has not changed policy or practice regarding the adjudication of passport applications," adding that the U.S.-Mexico border region happens to be an area of the country where there has been significant incidents of citizenship fraud. But cases identified by the Washington Post and interviews with immigration attorneys suggest a dramatic shift in both issuance and immigration enforcement. In some cases, passport applicants with official U.S. birth certificates are being jailed in immigration detention centers and entered into deportation proceedings. In others, they're stuck in Mexico. Their passports suddenly revoked when they try to re-enter the United States.
There's just so much wrong
As the
here.
Trump administration attempts to reduce both legal and illegal immigration, the government's treatment of passport applicants in South Texas shows how U.S. citizens are increasingly being swept up by immigration enforcement agencies. Juan said he was infuriated by the government's response. "I served my country. I fought for my country." He doesn't want his last name to be used. The government alleges that from the 1950s through the 1990s, some midwives and physicians along the Texas-Mexico border provided U.S. birth certificates to babies who were actually born in Mexico. So what? Is it the baby's fault that now they're adults? They've always thought they were citizens and now they're not? You people are sick and twisted.
I can't imagine if that happened. I can't imagine it was a rampant problem.
Oh, listen.
No, they'll say it's a rampant problem.
Hundreds.
And
it says here several.
Okay, and let's say it's true. Let's say his
So
birth
what?
but he's
He
40
was a
years old.
baby.
No, and he's served the country. He's been in the military. He's a police officer.
These people, if that happened, these people had nothing to do with it.
No.
If they do something wrong and break the law, put them in jail.
Yeah.
There's no problem here.
No.
And you're detaining people that you suspect.
Oh, and by
have,
the way, there are still hundreds of children in detention centers that haven't been reunited with their families. This is the most shameful blot on this country since the Japanese internment camps.
And the babies that are being returned, I'm sure you've seen the videos of them rejecting their moms. Like,
Well, Gina, that's because they want to go back to where they had really nice
a
activities.
summer
and,
camp.
yeah. John McCain's rebellious streak didn't come from nowhere. His mother, Roberta, had a habit of getting speeding tickets all the time. When told during a trip to Europe that she was too old to rent a car, she went out and bought a Peugeot. Huh? I'm too old to rent a car? I'll just go buy one.
Good for her.
All right.
Her son once answered the telephone to hear his mother say she was on a cross-country driving trip by herself. She was in her 90s. You know, Joe McQueen still drives across country, and he's 99. He has relatives in the South. Now 106 years old, John McCain's mother will be, in fact, attending her son's funeral. She once said that her son liked to hold her up as an example of what he hopes his lifespan will be. But in the end, she is mourning him instead of the other way around. She's been slowed by a stroke, but still pretty alert, and she'll
106.
She is 106.
Wow.
Here's a list of all the people who will be serving as John McCain's pallbearers. There are 15 people. Warren Beatty, Vice President Joe Biden, former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. They've gotten a special arm extender so that he'll be able to reach the casket. Former Secretary of Defense William Cohen, businessman Stephen Dart, former McCain presidential campaign manager Richard Davis, fundraiser Carla Udy, former Senator Russ Feingold, a Democrat, former Texas Senator Phil Gramm, and former Senator Gary Hart, a Democrat, Vice President of Open Russia Vladimir Kara-Murza, former Pennsylvania Governor Tom Ridge, he's a Republican, McCain's former Chief of Staff Mark Salter, fellow veteran and FedEx founder Fred Smith, and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, a Democrat from Rhode Island. Notably, among the people not invited to the funeral, Donald Trump.
Yep.
Specifically, the family and I think John McCain before he died, specifically indicating that they are not welcome at the funeral. And also his former vice presidential candidate, Sarah Palin.
Which is kind of surprising.
Sarah Palin and John McCain have never publicly said bad things about each other.
No.
She's never said anything particularly bad about him, nor he her, other than saying it was probably not a good choice.
Yeah, and she was kind of forced on him a little bit, but he could have fought back harder. And she kind of started all of this Trumpkinism.
Yeah. So she's not been invited. And also the two people who will be delivering eulogies at the McCain funeral are the two people who thwarted his bid to become president, which he always wanted to do, Barack Obama and George Bush.
Isn't that interesting?
And he specifically requested George Bush and Barack Obama deliver eulogies at the funeral. A controversial bobcat hunting proposal has come to a head in Ohio, and I just bring this up because listen to how they put this. Sportsmen's organizations have squared off with conservationists over whether the bobcat population had rebounded enough to support a limited trapping season of up to 60 animals, something that the Ohio Department of Natural Resources first proposed back in February. At present, 40 states allow the killing of bobcats. Quote, well, there's enough there. We don't want to see the resource go to waste just because somebody thinks we shouldn't trap them. These are animals, living creatures. Well, there's enough there. It's a resource. I really don't like that. And finally this, Nevada's first year of selling marijuana, first full year of legal marijuana sales in Nevada.
How'd that go?
Well, they've exceeded expectations by 40%. Taxable pot sales statewide totaled $529.9 million and raised nearly $70 million in tax revenue, including $27.5 million for schools, according to the Nevada Department of Taxation. Adult sales that first became legal on July 1, 2017, accounted for about 80% of that figure, and sales for medical use made up about 20% of the total for the fiscal year that ended in June. State Tax Director Bill Anderson is predicting combined marijuana tax revenue will total 69.4 million in the current fiscal year ending June 30. The number of marijuana dispensaries selling pot for adult use in Nevada totals 61, with 3 additional outlets dedicated solely only to medical sales.
So if you legalize it,
Yeah.
you can tax it.
Oh, legalize and regulate it.
And you can tax
And those
it.
of you who are against this and against the state doing this, the state, even though they don't, the state of Utah in particular, but other states, they don't really think that you should be consuming alcohol and drinking it, and they tightly regulate alcohol. But the state runs the alcohol business.
Yes.
Something that many people here in Utah are against for moral as well as social reasons. But the state still does it because it's legal and it's something that residents want.
And
The
they can
same
make
thing
money
could
on
be
it.
said for marijuana. You don't have to say that you like it, but it makes perfect sense to legalize and
Yes.
regulate something that in most respects is less harmful than alcohol and less harmful than opioids. Certainly.
Yes, certainly.
So it's because it's a boogeyman. It's a demon.
Sports weather traffic.
Go Utes!
Huh?
That's
what's going on today?
Football today, Bill.
Oh,
it's
right.
It's my Utes going up against your Weber State Wildcats.
Gina, many years ago I used to have actually a couple. I owned a couple of shares in the Weber State, but I don't own any of it anymore.
You're wearing the shirt today. You're representing your team.
I am, and I'm just hoping they don't let me down because I may have to hang my head in humiliation. I may even have to quit my job if they lose.
I'll never let you hear the end of it.
I know, and I'm intimidated by this, and I really
6 o'clock tonight at Rice Eccles Stadium.
So go Bobcats!
No, they're the Wildcats.
Wildcats, and
that's essentially a bobcat, or is it a different cat?
Well, it's a wild. It's
is
a
a
bigger,
wildcat different from a bobcat?
Yeah. Just look at the picture. It's a guy in a costume.
Oh, okay.
That's a different thing entirely.
So it's not. His name is Willie the Wildcat.
I don't think it's Willie.
Is it? It's Wonka.
I don't think it's Wonka.
Oh wait, the guy in the costume. His name is Frank.
Oh, okay.
Frank the Wildcat. Go Wildcats!
Warm today. It'll be hot for football. 91 for a high. The Downtown Tuesday Farmers Market is open Tuesdays from 4 p.m. until dusk at Pioneer Park. Free parking at the Gateway. Shop for fresh produce, cheese, meats, baked goods, and more. More information at slcfarmersmarket.org. Traffic, we've got a crash northbound I-15 at University Parkway in Orem. The right lane is blocked, heading to delays. People trying to get to UVU. What else do we have here as UDOT refreshes?
Go fight.
Crash southbound I-15 Hillfield Road in Davis County. Left lane is closed there. Crash southbound Redwood Road, I-215 North Salt Lake. Traffic is using the median to get by there. That's traffic.
Now I'm becoming so anxious about this big game, this holy war.
That's not the holy war.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Oh, okay. Go fight, win. Boner candidate number 3. I'm stuck. My finger's stuck in a small hole. A man in China who wishes to remain anonymous had to be rescued after getting his finger stuck in a sex toy vending machine. The man, known only by the pseudonym of Zhu, said that he was trying to reach a product that he had paid for through a small hole when his hand was jammed in the sex toy machine. He became stuck after trying to reach the product. The incident took place near a clinic in the city of Zixi in Xinjiang province. Zhu claimed that he had paid for the unspecified sex product and that it didn't dispense. China's a great country because he was able to pay for this on his mobile phone, apparently.
Isn't that handy?
The product failed to drop into the vending machine's receiving slot.
Isn't that annoying?
He claimed to the police that he called the machine's customer service hotline, but representatives weren't able to help him, so he had to reach up inside the sex toy vending machine and get the product himself. And there was a picture of him with his hand stuck up inside of a vending machine, which I believe said in Chinese characters, sex toy vending machine.
It wasn't like Fritos.
Well, it's similar, Gina. I really don't want to know about your sex life if that's the comparison you just made. Boner candidate number 3, I'm stuck in a small hole.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1 was I happen to love hospital food. It's a guy, x96.com/live. You can see his mugshot. He faked a heart attack so he could get a ride to the hospital cafeteria.
That's all he wanted.
In an ambulance, yeah. Boner candidate number 2, well, I'm against stupid nurses. It's a nurse fired after posting info about a boy with measles online in an anti-vaccination group, she herself being anti-vaccination. And boner candidate number 3, I'm stuck in a small hole.
All right. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and get that chance to become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's just the winner of round 2. Yeah, that is an honor, but it's not boner of the day. It has to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. Boner fight happens at 9:20. So pick your champion for round 2 right now. 1, 2, or 3, the candidate that you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message of the text is that number. And then text that to 33986. You can call the producer's booth. They'll take your vote at 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting August 30, and vote there. All right, you got less than 300 seconds, actually. Let's go. This is round 2.
X96 is Utah's original alternative with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding coming up right after Radio from Hell.
Oregon. Spell it with me now. O-R-G-A-N. And now we'll use it in some dialogue. Here they are, then, our 2 Utah men, Elder LeGrand R. Dunn Jr. and his disreputable friend, LeVar. Again, the word is Oregon.
Thanks for joining me here to the hospital and keeping me company, LeVar. Brother Jensen from my ward is having his prostate tuned up, and we're taking turns waiting at the hospital for word. He hasn't got any kin or nothing, so the elders' quorum is helping out.
Least I can do, LeGrand. You've always been a good friend to me, so I thought I could just keep you from getting bored. Hospitals give me the willies, though.
Ooh, yeah, not the best place to be spending the day, but Elder Jensen needs our support. I always give blood, too, just as long as I'm here.
They don't let me donate blood, you know, because of that unfortunate dose of hepatitis I had a few years back.
I remember. You were as yellow as a lemon for about a month.
That's right.
Looked like one of them Simpsons cartoon characters.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, hand me that People magazine there, would you?
This one here with Mickey Mantle on the cover?
Yeah.
Too bad about the Mick kicking off like that right after a liver transplant.
Well, he abused himself, LeVar. Smoking and drinking. You should take a listen.
You know, my cousin up in Portland had to get a transplant. He's doing fine. That was a couple of years ago.
Oh, I didn't know you had kin up to Portland in the Northwest there.
Oh, yeah. My entire family comes from Oregon. We got started in Eugene, Oregon, but then moved to Portland, Oregon when I was just a shaver.
Well, how come you moved to Portland? Your dad get a better job?
Nah, we moved to be closer to Mom after she was committed to the Oregon State Mental Hospital just outside of Portland. Turned out okay, though, because the welfare office in Portland was open on Saturday.
By the way, LeVar, what kind of transplant did your cousin get up there in Oregon?
Hair plugs. Got himself a hair transplant.
Well, that's real serious surgery.
Hey, now don't you go making light of that. Them things can get infected.
Next 96.
All right, so let's award round 2 of your boners.
And round 2 is brought to you by a gin martini.
Ooh,
In part.
In part by
nice.
You know where I bet you can get a gin martini, Bill?
my house.
What? And at Quarters?
Oh yeah.
Salt Lake's unique adults-only retro arcade bar featuring pinball, arcade games, console gaming, board games, DJs, and a wide selection of affordable and craft brews, cocktails, there you go, and spirits. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or visit quarterslc.com.
Okay. So we had boner candidate number 1. I happen to love hospital food. It's a guy who faked a heart attack so that an ambulance would take him to the hospital. And when he got to the hospital, he hopped out of the ambulance and walked into the cafeteria and started eating some food there. Boner candidate number 2. Well, I'm against stupid nurses. A nurse was fired after posting information about a boy with measles. She posted it on an online anti-vaccination group with the comment, well, his sickness is worse than I thought it would be, but I'm still against vaccinations. As a nurse, she was fired from the hospital. And boner candidate number 2, I am stuck in a small hole. This is a man in China who got his finger stuck in a vending machine while trying to reach a sex toy. He had to be rescued by firefighters. Spencer won the boner T-shirt, and the winner, as I looked at him, I said there was one candidate that sticks out. It was boner candidate number 2. I'm against stupid nurses.
There you go. That is the winner of round 2's boner voting. It now has a chance to be boner of the day. It has to defeat round 1's contestant. So we'll take them both and throw them into the Boner Dome at 9:20, and that's when you will decide boner of the day.
So when do we vote on who wins the football game tonight?
When do we vote?
Don't we vote on who we want to win, and then they give them the win?
No, they have to play the game.
It's the University of Utah. Well, they'll still play the game, University of Utah and Weber, but I think we vote on who we want to win, and then they just let that team win.
No, it's whoever scores the most points wins the game.
Well, so the voting that I've arranged has nothing to do with it?
No.
I'll have to cancel that. That's
Yeah.
just a wasted effort then.
And
Go Wildcats.
So when we play Beat Gina, which is on Thursdays at 7 a.m., maybe you miss it. Carrie harasses you for not being awake for boner voting. Maybe you're missing Beat Gina at 7 a.m. You could win fabulous prizes.
Mm-hmm.
And if I win, you have to give me a prize. And people say, well, do people bring by the prizes that you win? Absolutely, they do. I had a box on my desk this morning. Dear Carrie, Bill, and Gina, I was thrilled to be on the show playing Beat Gina. Losing has never been so fun. I've included clay for Gina. She promised me
Remember
clay.
that about the game today, Gina, because losing is fun.
He's talking football.
Oh,
It's
is that?
football.
Oh, is that what they call?
Go fight, win. That's what I said.
He's trash.
Is that
talking.
trash talking?
Yes.
That's what that is. Okay.
Go, and fight, and then win.
It seems kind of rude.
So back to my letter from Shelley, who lost at Beat Gina, and who promised to bring me clay because I said I like to make elephants when I have access to clay. I'd always make an elephant. And if you go to x96.com/live, you can see the elephant that I made. And then Richie asked for a snake, and so I made him a snake.
You need to get some grass for that snake.
I'm
you need a
taking-
snake in the grass.
I'm taking requests if you guys would like me to.
Yeah, but I can't say I'd like what I'd like you to model in clay. I can't say it on the radio. So
You did a surprisingly good job. I didn't think that.
I told you I like to make things out of clay.
and it's really unfortunate that you can't afford to buy clay for yourself.
I don't think to do it. And as I was sitting here making it, I'm like, I should do this more often. Maybe I'll be a sculptor.
Is it therapeutic?
Yeah.
Therapeutic?
Yes. I quite enjoyed it. So she sent so it's actual molding clay she sent for me, like the real stuff.
You know, they often give clay to mental patients because it's therapeutic.
Is that more trash talking or is that something
Go
else?
fight, win is what I'm saying. Go fight, win.
Now she's also sent. I need Dylan and Festus in here because she's also sent. So it says I've included clay for Gina. plus some molding tools. Some
Oh, you had molding tools?
Yeah, like,
Wow.
like actual.
That's pretty cool, actually.
They're made especially for clay.
And she says, also, I have included classic Play-Doh for the kids, asterisks. Dylan, no relation, so you're a kid.
Kid.
Go ahead and pick some.
No, don't. You can't give Dylan Play-Doh because when he was a little boy, he always used to eat it.
Did he?
Can't-
It's non-toxic.
Yeah,
That's not.
It says right.
He would
Hang
get
on.
stopped up for months. It's not. You can eat it, but it clogs your bowels.
And she also says for Festus, so that's because he's a
Mm-hmm.
kid. But also she says, Carrie, your kids probably shouldn't have.
No, they should not. No.
I'll take
hand
the pink
hand
one.
hand me one of those Play-Dohs there.
It's fun. You're going to get it out, and you're going to say, I wish I did this more
Well, no,
often.
I know how fun Play-Doh is. I'm
how
I'm
times-
opening it up for this reason.
You really,
Here's
because
how
you like
times
the
have
smell.
changed.
You like the smell of it,
Smell,
don't you? Yeah.
exactly.
You
When I
should-
was a kid, it said,
don't touch it because Dylan's still going to eat that.
yeah, keep your fingers off
This
it.
is lunch.
It said, when I was a kid, it said non-toxic, but now it says contains wheat.
Oh, really?
So if
Oh,
you're
'cause
if a gluten allergy,
If you're a celiac sufferer,
Don't eat this Play-Doh.
I have celiac disease. I can't eat Play-Doh.
I mean, I'm low carb, so maybe I should.
You'd
yeah,
probably
I
be
think
okay.
the carbs are pretty high.
Does it mention how many carbs are in Play-Doh?
I don't see any nutritional. Maybe on the.
So you could get
Yeah,
those
is there
little
nutritional
you
value?
get those
I
little
don't
play
see
sets and extruders where you could make
hamburgers
hamburgers and hot dogs,
spaghetti,
yeah, all that kind of stuff out of Play-Doh, and
Best.
then Dylan would eat it.
Yeah.
We'd catch him. He'd be hiding because he knew we didn't want him to do it.
Did you have a color that was your favorite flavor? No, you'd eat
No,
whatever.
all Play-Doh, Gina. All Play-Doh colors taste the same.
Now I've got plenty of clay here. If you guys have any requests,
Could you make a ball?
a ball. Yeah, you bet
you-
I can make you a
Could
ball.
you make me a ball?
Sure.
I've got a ball here if you'd just like a ball.
Oh,
Could give you
Should be a basketball though, specifically.
A basket.
Why?
I can make you a basketball.
Well, actually,
Or a
because of
football.
the
football,
I
isn't
can
it?
make you a
because
football.
of the big game today,
What,
Bill.
what game?
The big game.
What game?
It's the big college
Oh, right,
football
that's
game.
right. It's not the Holy War. It's the war between the states.
Yeah.
It's Civil
The
War.
Civil War?
It's the Great Civil War.
Is that what it is?
I guess, or something.
It's Weber State in Utah.
So it's the Wildcat, Waldo.
It's Waldo.
Waldo the
Is it
Wildcat
Waldo?
going up against Swoop.
Swoop. Very good, Bill.
Oh,
Very
look
good.
at you with the references.
He's good with University of Utah.
So a Wildcat,
Yes.
vicious, vicious animal cat, and it's going to go up against a bird.
A
Cats.
hawk.
Well, I don't.
It's a red-tailed hawk.
Sounds delicious.
It is a bird of prey.
Tasty.
Well, that bird better pray because Waldo is going to make him his lunch.
Now honor your partner and your corner. 8 hands and around you go.
That's it, right?
Yeah. The other way back in the same old track.
That's the one, right?
Because Utah men are square dancers.
That's right.
Now promenade, around you go. Promenade.
All right.
Oh, I can't do that now. I'm making your football.
Well,
okay. Let's see.
Make me a worm.
You want? I have a snake. You just want a worm?
I just want a worm. Yeah.
Stalled vehicle ramp to go westbound 3200 west. The left lane's blocked. Crash Redwood Road 10th north in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 Hillfield Road. The left lane is closed there. And looks like that's about it. That's traffic.
All right. We will take a break. We will be back with boner fights coming up. Stand by for that. And, Bill's got a list.
Lists are fun. People like lists.
People love lists, KXRK Provo. Let's see. Oh, got to tell you about the Park City Culinary Institute. You know, you're getting ready to start work. I know you're sitting down at your desk right now, and the first thing you did was you, of course, listened to us on streaming, and you're thinking to yourself, I hate this job.
Yeah.
We know it's time for a career change. Do what you've always wanted to do. You can be a chef. You can.
Really?
If you watch Food Network, I know you do. You watch Food Network and you think to yourself, I would love to do that. Well, you can. Change your career. It's a perfect time to do that. Or maybe you're just someone who already cooks and you want to up your skill level. It's not just for professional chefs. It's anybody can attend culinary school. Maybe you're just passionate about food, or you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you want to start a food truck or a restaurant,
That'd be
something
cool.
like that.
Mhm.
They have 1 to 3 month programs with day classes or evenings, so you can attend after work, full or part-time. You can use the GI Bill if that's available to you. Learn to cook, make new friends, discover great alumni networking opportunities. That's another thing, is that they've got so many graduates in so many different restaurants and places that the networking is just a great opportunity for you. So think about culinary school. To learn more or apply today, visit info.parkcityculinaryinstitute.com. Mention X96 when you enroll, and you'll receive a free all-clad pot valued at $200.
One day, live music from 7 bands.
Norm. Spell it with me now. N-O-R-M. And now we'll use it in some dialogue as our 2 Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. Today the boys are standing outside the ward house chatting with a new ward member who has just moved in from out of state. Again, the word is Norm.
Well, Brother Jensen, it's nice to have you in the ward. Where do you come from?
Yeah, what ward was you in and where?
I'm from a ward in Anaheim, California.
Well, we kind of spotted you as a Californian.
Yeah.
You may have noticed that not many of our ward members wear Hawaiian shirts to church.
Nor do many of the male members of this ward have pierced ears either, Elder Jensen.
Yeah, I'm hip. I felt like the brother from another planet in there. Thank goodness I wore shoes.
Well, why didn't you bring Mrs. Jensen and the little Jensens to church today? Maybe they haven't moved up here with you yet.
Or if they are here, I hope they're not sick.
Oh, no, I'm not married.
Oh, a Californian and a bachelor too, huh?
Hey, is Anaheim anywhere near San Francisco?
No, it's not. Anaheim is the city that Disneyland is in.
Oh, that's right. Disneyland. That's that big amusement park with Mickey Mouse and stuff, ain't it? We never been to Disneyland.
We've been to Lagoon. That's an amusement park. It's good enough for us.
You ain't gonna wear any of them mouse ears to church, are you?
No, I don't think so. I don't imagine I'll be wearing this Hawaiian shirt again either.
So, what did you do for a living down there in Anaheim?
Well, I was and still am a tax accountant, and because you fellows have been so nice, I'd be happy to offer you some tax advice for free.
I don't pay taxes. I don't have an income, so I don't pay no taxes.
And I have a fellow that does my taxes. Norm.
Oh, what's Norm's last name? Is he in this ward? I'd kind of like to meet him.
No, his name's not Norm. His name's Evan. Evan Christiansen. Why did you think his name was Norm?
You said your accountant's Norm.
No, he said his accountant was Norm. It's a city near Provo, Utah. Orm! That's where this Evan guy is. Norm!
Oh, sorry.
Sure. We'll see you next Sunday, Brother Jensen. You should save that shirt you're wearing, too. I'm sure we'll have some kind of luau night in the cultural hall this spring sometime.
Yeah, we all get a little crazy that night.
Stick. Spell it with me now. S-T-I-C-K. And now we'll use it in some dialogue between our two Utah friends, Elder LeGrand Ardun Jr. and his wayward friend LeVar. The boys have gone to a local building supply store for plumbing fixtures. Let's listen as a conversation ensues. Again, the word is stick.
I think you're going to need a few different things to fix up your problem, LeVar. Just a tube of caulk ain't going to do the trick.
Well, I'll take your best advice on this job, LeGrand. I mean, that toilet's got to where it's leaking so bad, just putting towels around the base ain't holding back the flow no more. I mean, it worked for a couple of months, but this morning I was ankle deep in water, clear out to the kitchen. What do I need to buy here?
Well, first off, you're going to need a wax seal, and then you're going to need to replace that float ball thingy. And then caulking around the base should finish you up.
Well, I guess they should have all that stuff here to Chris and Dick.
Should have. Them two guys know how to stock hardware.
Oh, you know them?
Oh, yeah, sure. They're around here all the time. Oh, look. There's one of them now.
Well, who is it? It's Chris?
No, Stick.
The guy with the beard, Stick?
No, the guy in the Oshkosh overhaul, Stick. The guy with the beard ain't nobody.
Hey, LeGrand, look.
What?
Looky, celebrity shop here to Chris and Dick's. Look over there, KSL people. Stick Norris.
It's not him. Oh, but it's Stick's co-worker, KSL people, Bruce Lindsay.
Yeah, Bruce Lindsay. Hey, how come he has a different last name than his dad? Why ain't his last name Norse like his old man's?
Good choice. Rancid, because on this day...
Oh, it's Lars' birthday today.
Lars from Rancid. His birthday. Okay.
So I just happened to stumble across this morning, and it's...
Oh, wait, before you get into that, Bill, if you go to my Twitter, @RFHGina, I took a picture. I requested clay sculptures by Gina. This is my new thing.
Okay.
Show me my worm. I want to see my worm.
Go to RFHGina on Twitter, and I took a picture of your worm, and Carrie wanted a football. There's a picture of the football there.
I wasn't aware that you were taking a picture of my worm.
No.
I did. Go look at it.
So you modeled it?
Mm-hmm.
Could you just show it to me now? Which is, I mean...
You want me to pick there?
Yeah.
There it is.
So it's just a little...
Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought.
Carrie, here's your football.
Oh, why is it? What's that on it?
That's a U.
Well, that's not very fair to the
You
Weber
should put
fans.
You didn't specify?
Well, I didn't
so
specify a team. I just said a football.
When I think football, I think of football with a U on it. Is
And,
the way I picture a football.
and you
It's an
should-
artist license.
You should
here.
You should put something on that for the other team that's playing today. The
Wildcats.
It's your
team.
Oh, it's the Weber.
Yeah,
Wildcats.
you graduated from
Weber. Yeah. Go fight, win.
Yeah. Exactly.
I hope they win because I don't know how I'll explain it to my children if they don't. Because I pumped them up.
There will be weeping.
I've primed them for the big victory celebration.
You're raising them correctly in that you take your team and you pass it along to your children.
So many life changes could happen if his team loses.
Exactly.
I mean, so many things could go wrong.
I've told them if our team Weber loses, we will never tailgate again. Tailgate.
And that's a major life change.
We're big,
tailgate
you
now?
know?
We have not.
But you'll never.
But we'll never do it again.
If his team loses today, it's very possible that he will have, because of his sadness, he will have a bad.
It'll be despair.
He will have despair.
Oh.
And when he is at work tomorrow, his despair will reflect his performance. and that could affect his job.
I just want to put someone on alert. As a matter of fact, if Weber happens to lose, I don't think I think they'll win. But if they lose, just a private message here, Dr. Hildegard, be on alert.
Okay.
Please be on alert, Dr. Hildegard.
Okay.
I may need your services. You're a wonderful, understanding woman and psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
And because I will be in the depths of despair.
Yeah, because he will personally feel that the loss of his team was
my fault.
Was somehow
You're
involved
invested
him.
in that.
Yes.
You are.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have no time for a list now.
Well, no, we've got.
It was
coming
just
up.
27 hyped actors who didn't make it.
Coming up. We've got time.
We can do a list coming up.
I understand your sister Mikkel
Yes.
has my back.
Yes, she does.
So maybe if they lose, I'm going to have to move in with Mikkel. You know that.
Yeah,
But what
she's
about-
a fellow Wildcat.
But what about Mikkel if Weber loses? What's going to happen to her?
Well, I hope she explains to her family.
They're right in the middle of building a new house. This may end everything.
It could.
The future depends on this.
This could throw
everything.
I hope that the coach, Billy Johnson, the coach of the Wildcats,
I think it's Jay. I think his name's Jay.
J. Billy Johnson.
Well, it's just one more reason I'm glad I'm not a sports fan, because I don't need the tumult in my life.
No tumult?
No.
Yeah, it's hard. We really take it hard with the winning and losing of our football team.
The Wildcats.
Yeah, that when I went and they lost a game my first day as a student there, you told me
really?
to drop out.
I did.
You said, get out of that school.
Get out of school.
They're losers.
They're losers.
And I said, no, let's give them another chance. And then they won game 2, and you said, oh, stay in that school.
They're trying
It's
hard.
fine. They're trying harder. They're doing good.
That's our fight song. Try harder. Try harder.
I don't think it is.
That's what we do. We go, try harder. Weber, try harder.
Knowing the stakes, though, I don't know how you could be sports fans. I'd be afraid.
It's almost life and death.
It really is.
And Carrie, this happens every week.
I know.
It's
Why
not
would you
like it
choose?
They're
just
playing them again next week.
Why would you choose this lifestyle?
God.
Why would you have these random games, these things that are just again, it's chance.
Doesn't make sense.
I just get caught up in the stories of these athletes.
You know,
Carrie.
you're placing your life, things that will happen in your lifestyle on that.
It's brother against brother.
It's true.
It's the war between the two states. It's the Civil War.
It just seems careless.
It's the war between red and a slightly different type of red, purple. We're on the same
spectrum.
Same kind of. The colors aren't that different.
I just don't know, why would you choose this lifestyle? This is dangerous
I haven't
for
slept
you,
in days.
for you and your families. You're putting your life in danger.
No, it shatters
just
us.
by being sports fans.
I have to double up on my blood pressure medication every
You
weekend.
see,
when
there's
Weber
another
plays.
reason.
You see how important it is, Carrie. You understand. It's way.
I'm so glad I'm not a sports fan, but I'll be honest with you guys. If that Captain Marvel movie sucks, I'm going to be.
So now you understand.
Well, I can. Yeah, but mine's only like 3 or 4 times a year. You guys
not
are nearly
every
every
week.
weekend.
Every week.
Oh, it's you wait
is-
until basketball season starts,
This is
Mister.
insane.
I may have
Weber
to,
State's basketball team starts.
last time they lost, I had to sell my car.
He had a sticker on it. He couldn't figure out how to peel it off.
I had
He
to
sold
sell
the
it.
whole car.
This is what I'm talking about. This is dangerous.
Sell my car.
I don't think sports fanship should be illegal.
He was going to get a Weber tattoo, but he couldn't do that.
I had one, and when they lost, I burned it off.
Yeah.
You see the dangerous choices you're making. All right. People know we're kidding, right?
I'm getting more requests for clay sculpture,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm going to be
Go
working
ahead.
on some more of those.
All right. We will take a break. We will be back with boner fights coming up. Stand by for that.
There are new homes being built everywhere.
I know.
And which is great because there's a lot of people wanting to buy a home, and but they can't find what they're looking for. And there are probably more people looking than there are homes right now.
Mm-hmm.
But our good friends out at Rand Life, the mortgage company, understand this. And they have gone way above and beyond helping their clients ease any of the burdens that would come along with a new build.
Oh.
Rand Life wants to let you know about locking your rate for 270 days. That's just about 9 months. That's unheard of for a
That's-
lender to lock your rate for you,
Yeah.
hold it for 270 days.
That's really long,
That's
actually.
really cool, actually.
It makes sense. I mean, you start building a house, it's going to take a while. The rates fluctuate, and upwards is how they're fluctuating. But Rand Life will hold your rate for 270 days. Even if you close in less than 9 months, they have options to lock your rate now. So take full advantage of it by calling Rand Life. 801-478-4500. That's 801-478-4500. And you can also find out more at their website, ranlife.com.
The Katrubis Automotive Team wants to give away 20 cars this Labor Day weekend. Qualify at either one.
and Gina on X96.
All right, we do have Boner Fight coming up here in about 6 minutes or so. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 21st. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Well, I had to break it to you all this morning. Lil Pump was busted for driving his Rolls Royce with the wrong license plates and driving without a license.
How did all that happen? I'm curious.
They just pulled him over in
Did he
Florida.
put the wrong license plates on?
I don't know how it happened,
'Cause
Kerry.
I'm looking at him, and he strikes me as a real do-it-yourselfer.
A responsible kind of guy.
You know,
Yeah.
So, they mail you the plates, or you go pick them up, and then you put them on.
X96.com/live. I don't know how it happened.
How that happened.
That's Lil Pump. He's 18. He was born with those face tattoos.
Really?
Yeah, born with them.
Oh.
So I saw this, and you just find it for yourself. If you know, Sean Means was talking a lot about British movies today and British actors and actresses. This looks like it might be kind of cool. It's acerbic British legendary female actresses. It's a documentary called Tea with Dames.
Okay.
And it's Judi Dench, Maggie Smith, Eileen Atkins, and Joan Plowright. All talking about their lives and who they've been married to and who they've slept with and how much they drink.
Please tell me it's those four at a table.
It is, in fact.
And that's the movie.
Tea with Dames. It's a documentary about their lives.
I would watch the hell out of that.
I watched the trailer. At one point, Judi Dench says to the director, who is Roger Michelle, who directed Notting Hill, she says to the director,
now I'm listening.
"Oh, Roger, F off!" But she says it. They're foul-mouthed, older women who are very funny and have a lot of really dishy stories. I mean, Joan Plowright was married to Laurence Olivier.
Again, I would watch the hell out of this.
For many years. When I think she was married to him when he died. She says that, in the trailer, they don't go into detail, but she says something like, they show a picture of young Laurence Olivier and say, you know what I had to go through with all of that. So it's that sort of movie of them telling stories about their lives. LeBron James says he had to learn to get along with white people. White people were an acquired taste, he says. His conversation show, The Shop, premiered on HBO Tuesday night, and while flanked with stars like Jon Stewart, Odell Beckham Jr., and Vince Staples, LeBron talked about life at his mostly white, exclusive private school in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
LeBron candidly admitted that when he first got to Akron's St. Vincent St. Mary School, I didn't have any intention with communicating with or befriending my Caucasian classmates. He came from a very poor family, a poor background.
Extremely.
But he lived in poverty, but somebody saw what a great player he was and the potential he had and got him into this all-white private school. It took me a while to adjust to it, he said. I was like, I'm not effing with white people. That was my first initial thought to white America. He explains that those ideas came from, telling the guys that his upbringing conditioned him to be distrustful of white people, which represented oppression to him since he grew up disadvantaged. But it says it didn't take long for him to change. Maverick Carter, who is James' business partner and bestie since high school, chimed in explaining that by the end of the year, everybody was friends, hanging out, going to the same parties. His white classmates even introduced him to something new, the pantry. I don't know what that means, but you got to hear him talk about it, they say.
That sounds like there's food there.
Well, maybe that's it.
Maybe he didn't have a pantry in his house.
But I guess he said, those kids were good to me, nice to me. We got to be friends, and it's how he learned to like white America. You can, I don't know if you can even begin to understand. Most people can. I don't even know if I can begin to understand what it's like to grow up in poverty in a mostly black neighborhood. This story made me sad, and we've mentioned it before. Police have identified a woman that they say was stabbed to death in Ogden by her roommate in South Ogden earlier this month as Sheila Jean Dunn. Arrested for her murder, Jesus Martinez Ramos, booked into the Weber County Jail in conjunction with her death. But her body was found on the side of Washington Boulevard, 3700 Washington Boulevard, just at the side of the road, stabbed, and then he took her and just dumped her there. It's the way it's not the way that anybody should. Nothing that should nobody should ever have that kind of just casual. I don't get that casual
disregard
for a human life like that. I'll just dump her on the side of the road. We're out of time, so I probably should do something a little bit more upbeat here. And let's see, a bow hunter was mauled and wounded by the bear that he shot. Good for the bear, I say.
Yes.
Let's see, Holy Leaning Tower of Mattresses. We'll end with this. Not sure why the story of the Princess and the Peas coming to life in Tacoma, but it sure might have looked that way to those driving Wednesday in Tacoma. Troopers caught up to a pickup truck that you can see at x96.com/live, tenuously hauling at least 11 mattresses stacked on top of each other. They were strapped down, but the tower was leaning precariously off the bed of the pickup, and the cops had pulled them over and said, you can't do this.
What do you mean this is unsafe?
Yeah, and goats like it when you smile at them.
Is there a P under one of?
That was.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
I think there's P on some of them, but not on. All right, here we go. Boner Fight. This is the winner from round 1, going up against the winner from round 2, 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock hours respectively. Number 1 is I'm against stupid nurses. Oh no, excuse me, that's number 2. Number 1 is you got to start them early. A Snapchat video of toddlers, 18 months, 2 months old, and 3 months old, smoking a blunt that these women gave to them, trying to get them to smoke marijuana. And they posted it on Snapchat. You got to start them early, boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, I'm against stupid nurses. A nurse at a hospital posted a profile and photos of a patient with measles on an anti-vaccination website, and she said, well, this person is sicker than I thought they would be, but I'm still against vaccinations. Well, I'm against stupid nurses. Boner candidate number 2.
There you go. 1 or 2. You've got to decide which one is the worst. Which one is the boner of the day. You decide right now. This is Boner Fights. 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. You can call. Festus taking votes in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Or you can go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight August 30 and vote there. And if you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've only got 4 minutes to decide who is Boner of the Day.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non-stop music wingding at the conclusion of Radio from Hell on X96.
And the boner of the day is brought to you in part by a bacon, lettuce, and tomato salad, BLT salad, and a gin martini.
And also brought to you by the all-new reinvented Tempur-Pedic.
All right.
So we had boner candidate number 1. Well, you need to start them early. Snapchat video, a brilliant move in the first place, of 2 women giving toddlers, 18 months old, 2 years old, 3 years old, a blunt, a marijuana cigarette, and trying to teach them how to smoke it. Posted it. If you're going to do something so morally reprehensible and illegal, you ought to try and keep it secret.
Well, that's what I'm. It's the social media mentality. I say to people, here's the example. Would you do this in front of a room full of people? And if you're saying no, I wouldn't, then don't do it on social media because it's the same thing.
It's just for our friends.
It's just for a friend. No, it's a room full of your friends. Would you do that in front of them? No, you wouldn't.
And that goes up against boner candidate number 2. Well, I'm against stupid nurses. This is a nurse who posted pictures on an anti-vaxxer website or chat room of a kid at the hospital she worked at who had measles. And she said, the sickness is worse than I thought it would be, but I'm still against vaccinations. Well, I'm against stupid nurses. That's boner candidate number 2. Tamara won the boner t-shirt, and the winner, close voting, boner candidate number 2. Well, I'm against stupid nurses.
There you go. That's your boner of the day for August 30. It is now qualified to be boner of the week. That'll be decided tomorrow at about this time.
I think it's safe to say that none of the people in either of those 2 boner candidates, the 2 women who gave the kids marijuana cigarettes or the stupid nurse, none of those people would qualify to be an unsung hero in our community, which is a program that I Am Flash, not I'm Flash, it's I Am Flash, a company who you guys, well, Kevin, you tell people what your company does.
Yeah, absolutely. We make memory chips.
There you go.
So obviously used by
Flash
everybody
drive.
every day.
Yeah. It's probably one in my phone from I Am Flash.
Yeah, very good chance.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, that's what they do. But I Am Flash, and I looked at your website. You're very involved in being part of Utah, I notice, and just you tout the wonders and the beauty of our state on your website, and you try to. I think you try to make it an attractive place so people will come here and work for you and just come here. But also, you've started this program called Unsung Heroes. And Kevin and Kristen, both from I Am Flash, who'd like to just start and tell where the program... Kevin points his thumb at Kristen, says, let her take
delegation.
it. All right.
I'll take it.
Okay.
So we started the Unsung Heroes program because we know that there's a ton of people out there who are doing good work in the community, but they're not really, they're kind of working in the background, behind the scenes. And so we wanted to set up a program that would help recognize those people.
It's interesting. They are working in the background, behind the scenes, much like microchips from I Am Flash. And
there you go.
That's why you guys came up with this idea. But it's really true. Unsung heroes in the community that toil away, so people can nominate people in the community for who they think should be an unsung hero, and there's a prize associated with this, right, Kevin?
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, part of the giving back in recognizing those that are doing some great work. We'll give $1,000 to their charity of choice. In addition, we'll also give that person that we selected a $200 gift card as well.
So. That's really nice. So give us an example. You've already awarded one, I understand. Maybe tell us who that one awardee is, and that'll give us a good example, Kristen.
Yeah, her name is Samira, and she actually immigrated here from Iraq, and she had sort of a hard time adjusting to life in America. And so she decided she wanted to help others. So she started her own charity, Women of the World, to be able to help female refugees who come to Utah and help them be self-sufficient.
Oh,
so
nice.
she gives them English classes, helps them find jobs, navigate all the laws and rules about living here in Utah. So we were excited to give that to her.
That's very good, and she'll use that money. Can she use that $1,000 to you can donate it to her own charity to further that work? That's really cool. So how do people, if they know people like this, Samira, in the community, how do they nominate them to be an unsung hero? How do they get the information to I Am Flash, Kevin?
Yeah, just need to go onto the website, iamflash.com/hero. There's a nomination, obviously, kind
Oh,
of form that you
form.
need to fill out. Just put your name in, who it is that you're nominating, and then you'll just kind of write a nice little, I don't want to say essay, but
why
at
you
least a
th-
blurb, but
Mhm.
why you feel like this person is qualified to be an unsung hero.
Do you contact the people to get more information if you need to, or do you just kind of go by what they do in the nomination?
Yeah, typically we've just gone by what's in the nomination.
Mhm.
The nominations so far have been excellent.
Mhm.
Extremely difficult to choose who
Yeah.
we're going to select. Starts to make you realize how awesome and how many great people are out there doing amazing things.
So maybe some people listening have maybe they nominated somebody for the first round who didn't get selected. I guess you could
Yeah.
nominate them again, right?
Do it again.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
We thought there were so many good ones. We're going to keep them all in the running for next month.
Oh, that's
good.
great.
Oh, good. So you just that's excellent. So again, if you want to nominate somebody to be an unsung hero, this is a program from I Am Flash. All you have to do is go to imflash.com/hero. Simple as that. I think it's a great program.
Oh,
We're excited about it. Thank you.
Let
Thank you.
And if you would keep us informed every month, we'll
we'll let people
we'll
know.
mention every month who the nominee, the winner of that is.
That'd be awesome.
All right.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We gotta take a break, but we gotta tell you about Everest Collision Repair. Be sure to download the app, Everest Collision Repair.
Yep, EverestCollisionRepair.com is their website where you can get the app there. I think you can get it from iTunes and the Google store.
I have it on Google Play, and I used it last time I got in a car accident. And not only were they able to give me an estimate right away, but when I contacted my insurance company and I said, I'd really like Everest Collision to do the work for me, they said, oh, yeah, we work with them all the time.
Yeah,
Sure.
Sean and Jamie, they're the best. They know what they're doing, and they train people so well. And the people who work at Everest Collision Repair are there because they like doing this kind of work, and the company treats them really well as well. So. Also, you can find out how Everest will pay up to $200 of your insurance deductible. Some exclusions may apply. See the store for details. And there are other discounts available. So there are 4 locations: Salt Lake, Sandy, Tooele, and Ogden. So find out more by going to EverestCollisionRepair.com. An all-day music festival this Saturday at the Gallivan Center.
Instead of another boring camping trip for Labor Day weekend, come party with us at the
Hello, kiddies. It's me, your old friend, the bookkeeper. Since this is tax season, I thought you might want to hear a story from the big ledger about filing your taxes. Today's installment concerns the do's and don'ts of claiming deductions. Pay careful attention now, or you may have to pay more later.
Well, Mrs. Johnson, I've looked over your return, and I have a few questions about some of your deductions.
Oh my, is there something wrong?
Well, you've claimed over $9,000 in medical expenses.
That's correct. I have all the receipts right here in this shoebox.
You seem to be in perfect health. Now, some of these procedures seem a bit odd.
Oh?
Spaying?
Yes.
Neutering?
Yes.
Hairball removal?
Yes.
These are services performed on your cat.
Oh, yes, I love cats. I have over 30 of them.
You can't claim your pet's medical expenses.
But they're like family to me.
It's not allowed by the IRS.
Well, could I claim them as a home improvement?
How so?
Well, they keep me toasty warm in the winter. They're like portable space heaters.
I don't think so.
Well, they shed a lot.
So?
Their excess fur helps insulate my house. Better R value than the pink fiberglass stuff.
And no.
Can I claim them as my children?
And no. The government would never overlook you being 80 years old with more than 30 dependents, some of whom are named Buffy, Tabby, and Mr. Boots.
Well, I've made sure they all have Social Security numbers.
Well, why didn't you say so? Sign here. You can expect a hefty refund.
Oh, thank you.
Ms. Smith, send in Mr. Thompson, will you?
Oh,
The guy who wants to deduct his dog as a home security system.
okay.
Well, kiddies, it does pay to keep good records after all. Looks like Mrs. Johnson is in for a windfall. If she can avoid an audit by the IRS, that is. Maybe the nice accountant fellow from S&M Block will go to jail for her. Remember to file on time, and if you need any help with those tricky forms, don't hesitate to ask your old friend, the bookkeeper.
Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
That reminds me that we should warn you. This is just a pre-warning.
Good idea.
Liquor stores, I believe they're open on Saturday.
Yes.
But they will not be open on Monday.
So
stock up on Saturday to get you through Sunday and Monday.
I did yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
Who wanted a clam?
What?
I got your clam.
You did a clam for the
Well, it's
clay cam?
It's an oyster, I guess.
Is it an oyster or a clam?
It's got a pearl in it.
An oyster is just a glam clam. So it's a glam clam for the clay cam.
Who wanted that? Richie or Bill? Who wanted
No, I don't want no clam.
I don't
Richie
want a clam.
wanted it.
I don't want a clam.
No.
Okay, I got your clam.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
I hope this is a good list. These are 27 hyped actors who didn't cut it. Gina will argue about some of these.
So these are supposed to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
And they did not turn out to be that.
They have not, at least as of yet.
As of yet. Okay.
They have not. Some of them are young. Some of them are older.
All right.
This is from a website called stars2pics.com. Taylor Lautner, first one on the list.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a big thing when he took off his shirt in the Glitter movie.
In the Twilight movie?
And he just really hasn't.
Nope.
He hasn't cut it.
He was connected to a couple of movies after those ended, and they were geek movies, and then they would get dropped.
I don't think he's that bright.
Shailene Woodley.
She's a thing.
She's kind of a thing. I mean, she's not a big star, but she's still working.
The
right?
Defendants. Well, so's Taylor Lautner, I think.
Descendants?
The Descendants. And then she was in the Divergent series.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that.
Carrie Ann Moss from
the Matrix.
The Matrix movies.
Yeah.
She still does some things.
Sure, but she really has not.
No.
She was going to be big.
She's in those Marvel TV shows that are on Netflix.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah, she was Jessica Jones' lawyer. And
Misha Barton. I don't even remember who that is.
Oh,
barely.
yeah, she had
Did she
a
go
bad drug
crazy?
problem.
Yeah, she was supposed to be a thing.
She was on the OC. She was named the It Girl of 2003, ditched the show, and now has legal problems and erratic behavior. Taylor Kitsch.
Oh, yeah, that Mars, John who?
John Carter.
John Carter.
In 1 year, he had 2 movies that were supposed to be hits. John Carter was one of them.
Battleship.
Battleship was the other one, and it was not a good year for Taylor.
No, and he's been kind of brushed aside.
You can't blame him for the failure of those movies.
Megan Fox was supposed to be huge. She was the
When we first saw her, I think, in the Transformers movie.
She was
right?
the hot chick in the 2 Transformers movies.
Yeah.
That's what they referred to her as, the hot chick. I don't call people chicks anymore.
I always said she wouldn't last.
Yeah. But she compared Michael Bay to Hitler, and Michael Bay had way more power than her.
Yep.
She was in just recently in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies.
She was.
And she apparently was okay in them.
She was okay. I mean, the role didn't demand much.
So I know this name, but I don't even know who this is. Alex Pettyfer. Supposed to be a big heartthrob after being in Magic Mike.
I never thought he was a good-looking guy.
And I Am Number 4. I don't even know what that is. He gave a few interviews. Oh, now it says here he came off as cocky and unappreciative.
Yeah.
And so people said, well, then bye.
I Am Number 4 was a sci-fi film from a couple of years ago.
So here's one I don't agree with at all. Minnie Driver. Very hyped after Good Will Hunting. She kicked around as Matt Damon's girlfriend, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
After that fizzled, it says she never became a household name. I guess that's the thing. She was supposed to be a household name, but she works constantly, and she is very talented.
But not in big things.
No, not big
Well,
projects.
she's got a reasonably successful sitcom on ABC.
Speechless?
Speechless, yeah.
Just never. But that's what this is saying is the next big thing.
Now this
It's
one,
not really.
She's very good though.
I don't know if you guys will dispute this one. I'm sure. Armie Hammer.
He's a big thing.
He's not as big as they thought he was going to be, and I think it's because he picks bad projects.
He was in
the
that
Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
The Man from Uncle.
Call Me by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name was good. Yeah, Man from Uncle was actually a good movie.
That's not what I heard.
I finally saw that, and it was a lot of fun.
Brandon Routh.
Yeah,
he was supposed to be big.
He was a bad Superman.
He was a Superman.
Here's one
coming to FanX. He's on Legends of Tomorrow right now as the Atom.
He's doing okay.
So don't cry for him. But
this one, I always liked her, although she was like a little Helen Hunt. Lily Sobieski.
She played young Helen Hunt.
She did.
Yes.
Deep Impact, Eyes Wide Shut, TV's Joan of Arc. But she won a Razzie as the worst supporting actor in a movie, and mostly people have no idea who she is. Sam Worthington.
Oh, Avatar.
Yeah,
that movie that I still don't get how it is everybody's favorite movie and it's nobody's favorite movie.
He was in Clash of the Titans and Terminator Salvation.
Yep.
But never ever became anything.
You know the best thing about Avatar? That attraction down in Disney World in Florida. It's very cool.
Is it a
the best thing about it?
It's a 3D
thing?
motion flying thing, and it's very cool.
I was going to say the best thing about Avatar was when it ended.
You're getting 4 more.
Chad Michael Murray. I know that name.
I know the name.
He was a TV.
One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be a teen heartthrob that would make it into movies. Dakota Fanning, they say. She still works.
She does.
But she never quite busted through. Now, she was just in, and I think this series is continuing, The Alienist series, The Alienist, which my wife and I watched.
TV series.
She's very good.
She's a good actress.
She's very good in it. Mm-hmm. And maybe that'll... Phoebe Cates, I don't think that's fair because she just decided to get married and kind of lay back.
She had kids with Kevin Kline, and
I know that's not fair. She was in, she was Gremlins and Ridgemont High.
She was doing a TV series recently, wasn't she?
Yeah. Here's a guy who's really good. He's still around, but didn't become a big thing. Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch was supposed to be a big thing.
Into the Wild.
Well, remember he got
great.
arrested up at Sundance for punching a woman?
Oh, that's right.
I think he's still fighting that. I think he was in a movie, really great independent movie. If you get a chance to see it, it's called Brick. That's really good. Eric Bana.
I love Eric Bana.
Didn't become the big thing that people thought he would.
He was big enough for me.
There's nothing wrong with his acting.
No, he's a fine actor.
No, But
And he was pretty decent as Bruce Banner in that Hulk movie.
I don't even know who this is. Fairuza Balk.
Fairuza Balk.
Yeah, she was in.
See?
Yeah.
Almost Famous.
Yes.
Okay. If you say so. And
Google image her, you'll go, oh, her.
Garrett Hedlund.
Garrett Hedlund.
You know who that is?
He's a thing.
He's a thing.
I think he
Ron.
should get. Yeah.
He's not a.
Inside Llewellyn Davis.
Yeah, he's.
That's not a thing. No,
I mean, not a real.
No, he's not a thing.
Okay.
Jai Courtney.
No, Jai Courtney is.
See, if we're having to do that,
Yeah.
they're not a thing.
Then they're not a thing.
Gemma Arthurton.
We interviewed
Gemma
her.
Atherton,
Jim
yeah.
Arterton.
Arterton.
Gemma I don't remember interviewing her.
We did.
Okay.
And there.
Give me another one.
One more.
One
Let's
more.
see.
One more.
Oh, this one's sad. This one's sad. I'm glad we got to this one. Ione Skye.
Oh yeah.
Why is it sad?
Because I just thought she was terrific in
Say Anything.
Say Anything when John. You know.
I don't think she tried to do anything else.
I think
Really?
she did.
I think she went and had babies.
And she's Donovan's daughter,
That's right.
which I always had a soft spot for Donovan.
All right. Well, there we go.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Jai Courtney was Captain Boomerang.
Okay.
But yeah, again, if you have to
Yeah.
describe
I knew
it,
the name
it's-
was familiar.
And I know there are people like a lot of those names. People go, "Oh, I love that guy." But yeah, Kate Bosworth.
All right, let's do the promo. And
Okay.
Kate Bosworth has 2 different color eyes.
Kellen Lutz.
He was another Twilight. On Friday's Radio from Hell show,
At 7:45, we welcome Piff, the Magic Dragon, in studio.
be listening to X96. What is it? 96.3 FM?
Check it out.
Okay, check it out.
here, let's start all the way over.
All right.
Because isn't it the Magic Dragon?
No, it's Piff.
No, it is not.
It is Piff. Go ahead.
On Friday's Radio from Hell show,
At 7:45, we welcome Piff, the Magic Dragon, in studio.
Be listening to 96.3 FM at 7:45. You may even want to watch this at x96.com/live.
that's tomorrow's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Awkward.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we?
Oh,
Sean
tonight.
Young.
She's crazy. Tonight, Twilight concert series. $10,
Oh,
Gallivan
yes.
Center.
Are you there?
I am there.
So you'll be announcing probably to people during the Twilight concert series when you introduce bands and stuff like that about who's
Do you want to practice?
who's
right now?
winning the big game.
Oh yeah, give us sports game updates.
It's the Civil War. It's brother against
I don't
brother.
think it's Civil War. I don't know.
It's
Weber State versus the U.
Do you want to practice introing the band?
Wait a minute. It's the
Are they?
U.
Are we playing them next?
No.
Oh.
Is it really the U that
Yeah.
Weber's playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Ladies-
that's not good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Moon Taxi.
But you got to gesture.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Moon Taxi in one sweep with Moon Taxi.
Ladies and gentlemen, Moon Taxi.
It's a good thing you're not.
Moon Taxi.
Aren't those Ute players way bigger than the little Weber players?
Yes.
Probably.
This is going to be a sad night for me.
Oh, Bill, when you're a fan, you stand by your team no matter what. You always think they have a chance to
Try
win.
harder. Try
Yes,
harder.
there you go.
All right, live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I got your clam. Wanted the clam. See, look. Hello.
Stella
All
Warren.
right. John Smith is next.
X96. 1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now.